I didn't make the nails video because I didn't do my nails yet. Shit keeps happening. Drama keeps going down. Fucking... I don't know. My nails are not yet done. But y'all, it's been a rough fucking week. it's been... Oh, it's been so, like, laughably horrible. It's actually kind of hilarious how terrible it's been. I'll be honest. It's actually, like, kind of upsetting. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, I hope you guys have had a better week than I have. I will give you that. Lord. Anyway. But y'all, please, hop in the Ask Request. So you see... That's crazy. So you see what happened was... But y'all, please hop in the Ask Request if you think being lesbian is wrong. Or if you just don't fuck with the queers. As a queer myself, I'd love to hear from you. We'll also do this. If you guys hit this live goal, it'll be sent out to more people. So, if you're able to, contribute to the live goal, we can get it pushed out and hopefully get to some debates. But y'all, please hop in the guest request if you think being lesbian is wrong. Again, please hop in the guest request if you think being lesbian is wrong. I'd love to talk to you. Thank you for the compliment, darling. I hope all is well. I hope all is well indeed. What if everyone was lesbian? Then cry? I suppose? Cry? I mean, the lesbians would be having a good time. After last night, I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love with you. I'd be down is crazy. Yo, that's wild. That's actually crazy work. Hello?
Hello. First of all, you have an amazing voice.
Oh, thank you.
So, anyways, so I know this is almost going to sound contradicting. So, there's nothing wrong with people being gay. It's the action that they choose to do with what they're doing. There's people that have suicidal. There's people that have homicidal tendency, but they don't go out and kill because they know that the action. Sorry, unalive people because they know the action's wrong. But they still have homicidal tendencies.
Okay. So the thing about having homicidal tendencies is that ending people's lives causes harm. What harm does lesbian sex cause?
Well, I mean, would you agree that most people that are in the LGBTQ plus minus whatever it's called nowadays, I don't mean to be too funny on that one, but don't you feel that they can't be monogamous? Most of them are not. They have multiple partners.
No.
I know I've got a lot of friends, and I hear it all the time about hookups and group ups and all this. And never once have I ever heard anyone say that they are in a monogamous relationship with just one partner.
Well, I mean, you could just look up the statistics on this, but most LGBTQ people that are in relationships are monogamous. I myself am poly, but I'm not a lesbian. But the majority of people on the planet are monogamous in the same way that the majority of queer people are monogamous. But why would this be relevant anyway?
Well, I'm just saying that it's harmful because the status, I can't really say the status quo because the status quo changes because of people nowadays. But I'm just saying that, it's okay to be who you are, but you just got to be, you just can't act on those actions.
Why can you not act on polyamorous actions? You're okay, right? But again, stealing typically causes harm. I'm trying to figure out what harm is being caused by people having polyamorous intercourse. Oh, well, all right. I don't know what just happened, but okay. All right. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Please hop in the guest requests if you think being lesbian is wrong. I don't know why TikTok like hates me or something. Like, what the fuck? He did run very quickly. Oh, you have a date? That's awesome. Oh, wait. You got a date with a dude and his girlfriend? Oh, poly date? That's fire. I'm so happy for you. No, deadass. This lack of push is actually crazy. Crazy work. I'm even thinking of maybe going live on my second account because people keep hopping in the guest requests and then immediately leaving. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I barely have any fucking... Like, what the fuck? I barely have any followers on my second account, so I don't know. Period, cicada. I think it might be like a following glitch, though. Keith, just hop in the guest requests, alright? Gosh. Nobody's... Let's calm down, okay? It's never that serious, I assure you. Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How old are you?
Hey, I'm 27.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
I have to say I really rock with the hairstyle, by the way. But
Thank you.
nah, I don't think it's anything inherently wrong with it from like a just a societal standpoint. But as far as I guess if you believe in gender roles and sort of like reproducing and things like that, I think like when you look at it from a natural perspective, it's really not much benefits to it beyond like you just sort of being into that. So I don't think there's much societal benefit that comes from liking the same gender. I mean, if you're into it, you're into it, right? I'm not even going to make a moral argument because I mean, hey, you like what you like. But as far as like, I'm a very animalistic and animal minded person. So I look at things as like, why are we here? We are here to reproduce and continue the population. Like, I don't believe in God or any of those things, but I think that we're put on earth for a reason.
So, number one, purpose is self-prescribed. So you're allowed to think that that's what we're here for, but that doesn't mean that that's actually what we're here for. And if you don't believe in a god, then this is quite literally just like your subjective, like you're just like, well, we can have kids, so we're here to have kids, which is a choice for sure. But lesbians can have kids, but also, do you think it's wrong for straight people to choose to not have kids?
Well, again, that would be a moral argument, right? I wouldn't say it's necessarily wrong, but I will say that you are sort of like forfeiting your purpose, your purpose of existing, right? Because like whatever animal kingdom you want to look at, whether it's dogs, cats, a freaking lion, for God's sakes, like their main priority is protecting their bloodline, and also reproducing and continuing their bloodline. And I feel like humans are animals as well. The only difference is that we have a more developed brain, and we're able to reason and sort of like create things and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're still animals. And when you look around you, everything else is sort of going in that direction of continuing your legacy.
So what is your argument right now? Like, I don't understand. Is your argument just that you personally think, for whatever reason, that people should be having kids? Like, is that...
No, not that I think that. I mean what else is our function on Earth? Like, do you believe in like...
Well, function and purpose aren't the same thing.
Yeah, I see. I see what you mean by that. I agree with you. Maybe I'm just sort of using these words interchangeably, but you know, I just feel like, as far as fruitfulness, there really isn't much to gain out of it. You know what I mean?
But not everyone wants to gain children, though. Like, you can have that want, that's fine, but saying that, like, other people engaging in a relationship that is not likely to end in having children doesn't mean they're not fulfilling their purpose, because not everyone thinks their purpose is to fuck, have children, and die.
Yeah, and that's a fair argument, right? Again, that's more of a social construct, or that we sort of came to terms with over time. But again, maybe it's just the way I think. I'm very sort of animalistic and natural in my. I have a very Darwinistic mindset, I guess. So maybe I'm not.
Well, even by that standpoint, there's evolutionary advantages to having queer people in a species. Like, we see this in penguins all the time. Whenever a straight couple of penguins abandons their egg, a queer couple of penguins will go take care of that egg and raise it and make sure that it has a life and it doesn't, like, literally perish. The same thing can be observed in humans. Lesbians and queer people in general are 7 times more likely to adopt than straight people. So all of those kids that would have ended up being abused or left behind without a family, they end up being adopted more often than not by queer people who take care of them. So, like, there's that, I guess. But, like, if you're fine with straight people not having children, then, like, why would this be significant for queer people?
No, again, I say I'm fine with straight people not having kids, and I'm also fine with lesbianism and stuff like that. But
It's not an ism, but continue.
okay, I'm sorry, but I'm simply saying, for both, whether you're straight or whether you're a lesbian, you aren't fulfilling. And I guess that, like you say, it is a subjective argument. But, like, for example, a straight couple not having kids, I think that's just as unprofitable than a non-straight couple, like, being together, if you know what I mean.
So do you think that every couple should have kids? Do you think everyone is in a position to be a parent?
Yeah, I do believe that we should continue our race, our population as human beings. That's the only way we can survive, is by, increasing reproduction. Like, reproduction is on a steep decline as far as recent analysis. And even right now, a lot of notable scientists and stuff are saying that the population decline over the last couple of decades is very detrimental to our survival.
So do you care about, like, what happens to these kids after they're born, or do you just care that they're born? Because if every couple has kids, it's very likely that a lot of kids will end up being mistreated because not every couple is fit for taking care of a child. And if the aim is to have more kids to contribute to society, how is someone going to contribute to society if they're born into a family that gives them mental health issues that debilitate them and prevent them from contributing to society in the first place? Like they're just being born to suffer and then die without even having ample contribution to society because their parents are shitty.
No, I completely get that, right? That is absolutely true. But you are looking at an anomaly. What do you call it? A very minute issue. It's an anomaly. Like I would say more kids
You
are.
think child abuse is an anomaly?
Yes. If you look at the larger population, as far as like how many kids are out there that are treated right, that are raised in a household, and sort of have a normal lifestyle, and the number of kids that are abused and mistreated and stuff like that, that is a very small number in the broad scheme of things. Now, I'm not saying that it is a small number in general, but once you make that comparison, it's not a lot of kids that are either born in a position where they will unalive or stuff like that.
Okay, so 18% of children are abused physically, 78% of children have experienced neglect, and 9% are abused sexually. And the fatality rate for child maltreatment is 2 per 1,000 children annually, making homicide the second leading cause of death in children younger than age 1.
Right. So you say, can you go over the first two statistics you said before? My bad.
Sure.
So you said 18%.
18% are abused physically.
Okay. I would argue that's a very small number, but I want to hear what you have to say about the 71%. I kind of missed that.
Sure. 78% of children are neglected at some point in their lives.
Okay.
Do you think that also 18% of all children is a small number to you?
Of course.
That means if you walk into a lecture hall of 100 people, 18 of those people have been beaten the fuck up by their parents. That's minute.
82% are not. So you sort of get my point, right? Like,
No.
So say for example, would you work a job where you only keep 18% of your paycheck? You see what
Sure.
I'm saying? It's a very small number in the grand scheme of things. I would not work a job where I only keep 18%. I would rather keep 82%
No, I
of
mean,
my
like,
paycheck.
sure, as in I get your point, but we're not
Yeah.
talking about money. We're talking about people. Like, that's not equivalent at all. Like, I live in a capitalistic society. Of course, I'm going to try and aim for the highest number possible in my pay. But 18% of children being physically abused is remarkable.
No,
Like,
again,
in statistics, anything higher than 5% is considered anomalous.
Absolutely. Like I say, like when you're looking at that at face value, yes, I would love that number to be far less than 18%. But when you look at things like more broadly, I'm the type of person, I look at things like on the optimistic end, I guess. But yes, that number should be far lower. But it's not 50%, it's not 60%, it's not a majority, right? It's not nowhere near a majority or even half for that matter. So for you to use that as an argument to not have kids or to sort of advocate not having kids, I think it's not much of...
Yeah, I'm not advocating not having kids. I'm advocating not having the mindset that ideally everyone has kids. When 18% of kids already, where not everyone is having kids, are being abused. Would that number not go up if more people had kids? Especially the ones that are not prepared to have them?
Yes, that number would go up, of course.
Okay. And that sits right with you?
No, I believe that in life, right? there is never going to be a situation where 100% of the time things are going to be perfect, right? And I would argue that more children than not are the product of some sort of struggle or challenge with during their childhood that they had to overcome. I don't see the correlation as far as like the argument to use that as your basis for saying that somehow we shouldn't want to like continue our function here on earth as human beings, and that's solely to continue our race and our legacy. I mean, in life it's always going to be challenges. I mean, if you look at the animal kingdom, more animals that are born are unalived. It is very rare for animals when they're born to survive, and that's why a lot of species when they reproduce in massive numbers, because it is very few that survive. Like for example, there are some species that lay about
Is physical abuse from your own parents the reason why so many of them are unalived? Because it seems like the majority of the reason why animals have the evolutionary advantage of having large litters is because the elements are what's going to hurt them, not their own parents. And on the off chance that their own parents do hurt them, it's usually because that child is facing some kind of disease and will not survive by themselves, which I still don't think like ethically is great, but that's just how the animal kingdom seems to function. But that's different.
Well, I would say yes, it is the elements, and it is also, like you say, diseases and sort of natural causes that play a role in that. But that's also true for us. For example, I think starvation and hunger, as well as diseases, play a major role in a lot of countries around the world as to why.
Yeah, you shouldn't have kids if it's likely that those kids are going to end up starving.
But again, if you have, let's say, one child, right, and you have many children, it is more likely that you're going to have one survive or two survive or three survive, as far as a disaster or a disease or some sort of attack from a different species or predator or whatever the case may be, than if you were to just have a single child and run the risk of that child being unalive and ending your bloodline entirely.
Yeah, but the issue here is within the house. This is not like outward. This isn't like outward factors right now. This is like the parents are the danger. Why should we be encouraging more people to just have kids because that's our purpose, if we already see that 18% of those kids are being physically abused? Like, should we not be encouraging only the people that deem themselves financially, mentally, and emotionally responsible to be having kids, rather than telling people you should have kids because that's our purpose?
Of course. Now, I don't want to like come off like I'm saying, I don't want you guys to think like I'm just saying I want every and anybody to have kids, right? For example, I'm not going to advocate for a 14, 15, 16-year-old to just have a child, right? I'm simply speaking as it relates to straight versus non-straight. Of course, let's say you have some sort of record or you're on that list or whatever, probably wouldn't want you to have a child, right? That's across the board, whether or not you are straight or not straight. I'm simply speaking as far as your orientation.
What about your orientation? You're just saying that if you're queer, you're less likely to have kids. Okay?
No, I'm saying if you are queer, or, well, it's not even just about being queer. If you are a lesbian or whatever, like, you cannot naturally have a child within
Who cares? Why is this relevant? You can't naturally do it, but you can do it with artificial insemination, surrogacy, IVF. Why does it matter if you can't naturally have kids? Infertile people can't naturally have kids either. So what's the point?
Yes, but we're talking about, again, a very small percentage of the population. And by the way, we're speaking about, let's say, a decision versus something that is more so an anomaly that.
Being lesbian's not a choice. Engaging
Okay,
in
yeah.
lesbian sex is a choice. Dating someone is a choice. The attraction is not, nor has it ever been a choice.
Well, I really wouldn't I don't believe that, but again, that's a very sort of risky argument to make on TikTok. I really don't want to get your live in trouble. I personally
I mean, you
don't
can give me a
believe.
source to the contrary, because I have sources saying that it's a combination of genetic and environmental factors and that it's not a choice. If you can give me evidence to say otherwise, I'd love to look at it.
Right. I can only speak anecdotally. I know that's not really worth anything or worth much, but I've seen people that claim to have either been lesbian, or can I say the G word? But I think you know what I mean,
No.
or otherwise. And then they just completely changed and went a different route. Now they're straight. Even my ex, for example, supposedly now she is fully lesbian, and I do not know how that works, but I think it is very
I know how
misleading.
that works.
How does it work?
She thought that she was straight. She was with a man and realized this is not it. I'm
No, she
actually
was
not straight.
she was with multiple. Like, I was not her first boyfriend. Like, she
Yeah,
has
I
been with
know. Most queer people endure some kind of compulsory heterosexuality before coming out because their entire surroundings tell them that being straight is the default. So they try and do what straight people do, and then they realize that that's not what they want. So she was with other men, and then she realized that was her last straw. And she was like, actually, I don't think I like men. I've been trying for years, and
But
it's over.
but here's
I'm
the
pretty
thing,
sure I'm
though.
lesbian.
The thing is that, okay, for one, we only sort of broke up because I moved. She was from Puerto Rico, and I was in New York at the time with her. I moved down south with my family because of economic reasons. I was in high school at the time. So it's not so much that we didn't have a good relationship, because we had a great relationship. Like, nobody cheated or anything. So as far as like she got tired of men, I don't buy that. But I feel like, she's just experimenting. I don't know. And I think that's why it's so complicated to definitively say that these are not choices. Like I get it. Like, I think your environment has a lot to do with it as well, because even from my experiences, a lot of guys are gay. Oh, sorry, excuse me. A lot of guys are GAY because they feel more comfortable around females, and they do not necessarily have a lot of guy friends, because a lot of guys are
Thank you for the
very.
$10, Samantha. Fuck. Anyway, please hop on the guest request if you think being lesbian is wrong. Make sure we're tapping that screen. Also, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal are in the bio if you want to support me or give me reparations for that. That was painful. W Samantha's in the chat, please. Please. Hello? Mark? Nah, no. They sound incapacitated. They sound quite incapacitated. Y'all, please have a guest quest if you think being lesbian is wrong. Hello?
Hi, I'm just gonna show my face so that you know. I just want to say,
How old are you?
I am 23. I don't look 23, I know.
That's fine. Okay.
Sorry, I just want to say, and I don't think it's wrong, but I really want to say about the last one. I love that you're lesbian. You're gorgeous, and everybody in this chat, I'm so glad you're on her side. Her side, your side. Sorry about that.
No worries. I'm actually not even a lesbian. I'm pansexual, but
Same.
thank you anyway.
Same.
Oh, twinsies! Period.
I'm pansexual, but no. Oh god, it was so hard not to throw my phone because of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
same.
you are so strong. You are so strong. Everybody in here, you're so strong, and good luck putting up with the other ones.
Thank you.
You are
I need it.
absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. My God.
You need a little pick me up. And by the way, whatever he was saying about that percentage, it doesn't matter on the percentage. We had like a really shit-ish childhood. It doesn't matter on the percentage, even if it's a 0.0000 number. It doesn't matter on the number. No one should be treated like that. No one.
And the fact that it is 18 is crazy.
Yeah, no. Ugh. But the fact that, are we just reproduction systems? No. No. Exactly. Thank you.
8.
We're not.
Period.
We're not. Yeah, no. We're walking. Like, even if we were guys, he wouldn't be saying that.
No.
He would not be saying that. No. But I'm just going to say, you rock. And someone in here really wants to know where you got your necklace.
I got this from Spencer's, I think, in like a pack of 2.
Oh, I don't live near that. I'm in the UK.
Oh, wait, do they not have Spencer's in the UK?
Don't think so.
Intriguing. All right. Well,
But thank you so much.
of course. And thank you for coming up, my love, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Ooh! Key was on it. Hello?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Only got one thing to say. Staring at your dress cause it's see-through. Talking all this shit that you done been through. Say that you a lesbian girl, me.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. All right. You're not gonna serenade us, are you?
What?
Okay, good. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Well, no, I just had another thing to say, right?
So you're not opposition.
Well, kind of, but can I just say one thing, please?
Is it opposition?
Maybe. It's kind of in between, right?
Okay.
Okay,
Quickly,
hear me out,
respectfully.
right?
I'm
So,
here.
like, my sister's GAY, right?
Okay.
And she's always been GAY. And no one gave a fuck that she was GAY like 10 years ago. No one gave a fuck, right? But it's just now I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I feel like it's kind of become a trend. It blew up on TikTok, right? And then people started shoving it down other people's throats. And then it started becoming annoying, right? And that's why people don't like gay people anymore. Because back then, maybe it's just the place where I live, right? No one ever gave a shit. No one actually didn't care if someone was GAY. But it's just now when it's being pushed upon your throats and we did have Pride back then too, but now Prides are like really big that they stop traffic and everything, right? That's why it's kind of like, it's annoying. And then it's such a big deal. It didn't used to be, but it is now. Why is that?
I'd love to answer that question for you. Number one, do you know when queer people got the right to marriage in the
I
United
have
States?
no fucking clue.
Take a guess.
I'm not.
Take a guess.
Maybe like 2005 or something.
No.
When was it?
2015.
Shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean,
does,
yeah,
doesn't it?
that sucks ass, right?
Yeah.
But no one cares if like the place where I live, right? My point is that if you're just a regular person who happens to like the same sex, that's completely fine. Don't make it your whole thing, because that's when it gets annoying.
So straight people get to do it and it's fine, right?
No, straight people don't do that.
They do. You just don't realize they do because straight people are viewed as the default. Straight people will tell people, oh yeah, we're trying for a kid, which basically means I've been getting cream pied every night. And it's been great. And now I'm trying to have a baby. That's essentially what that means. Straight people
it
will
is.
always talk about, like their romantic and sexual pursuits. Like, oh yeah, I tapped that. That pussy was fucking amazing. Or that dick, I'm gonna get some good dick tonight. That's fine, right?
Yeah, and people
them
do that
saying
here too.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So if all of that's fine, then why is it wrong for a queer person to be like, I'm really excited about Pride, or I love my fellow queer people, or I think being trans is dope. Like that's too much. Or like wearing some rainbow memorabilia is where you're pushing it. That's crossing the line.
Are you
But like,
comparing?
yes. Yes.
How those two cannot be compared? They're completely different.
Yeah, the other two things are people literally announcing that they fuck.
Yeah.
And the other one is people feeling solidarity because they're othered, because they're a minority group. And other people literally hate crime them for existing. You know it's illegal to be queer in like 64 countries? Like
yeah.
it's punishable by death in some
Yeah,
of those
that's
countries.
fucking weird. I agree with that. That's weird as hell.
So
But-
for the few of us that actually have countries where we can express ourselves, be ourselves, find other people that are like us, of
Yeah.
course we would be excited and like to tell people about how excited we are that there are other people that we get to relate to. So like if you personally find it annoying, that's fine. Just don't be around those people. But straight people have made being straight their personality for centuries. Every single song you listen to, or almost all of them,
Wait,
love
I'm
songs
sorry
or
to.
sex
I'm sorry to.
songs.
Wait, I'm sorry. Am I gonna get kicked when this timer runs out?
No,
Okay. Yeah,
my
go
moms
on.
just don't like you.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of the love songs that are out, like aside from like the last like 3 years where there are more queer artists that are coming out, they're
Yeah.
all about straight love or straight sex. Or you watch movies and the default is always a princess who's super feminine and a prince who's super masculine, and they fall in love and they kiss and they have kids and it's great. And I think that's fine. But saying that that's normal and that's okay and that straight people don't shove their personalities, I mean, their straightness down their throats is just not true. You're just used to it. So you think it's fine. But then when queer people do it, you're like, that's different. That's weird. I don't relate to that. So when you say it all the time, I don't like it.
Well, I
Like-
think it's the
No, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I think it's the way they do it. Like, again, yes, maybe it is kind of shoving it down people's throats with the fucking movies and everything. Everything's just straight, right? Maybe that is
Yes.
sort of shoving it down throats. But again, if that's how it was with gay people too, that if you were, oh, sorry, you have to say GAY. Fuck, I forgot about that. But
It's okay.
if you were GAY and you said, I don't know, my sister talked openly about her sex life with me, right? Well, not openly, but you know what I mean, right? Like,
I mean, if you don't like it, just tell her to stop. You're allowed to say you're
it's not that
uncomfortable.
I don't like it. It's not what.
Okay,
it's not
so
that I
what's
don't
the
like it. It's not that
problem?
I don't give. No, I don't care. That's the point. I don't care. No one cares. And I saw someone in the comments say that in my country, gay marriage was legalized in 1960.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
W country.
That's what I mean. That maybe it's the place where I'm from, but no one has ever said that being gay is weird. No one gives a fuck.
I feel. What country are you from?
Sweden. What?
The motherfucker from the queerest country on the fucking planet is being like, "Don't shove it down my throat, bro. You
I
live in
didn't say
one
that.
country. You live in one country.
Yeah.
Of course you."
And what? I don't understand your point.
Other people have not caught up to where Sweden is at. We literally just got the right to get married less than 10 years ago, bro. Like, what? Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
well, shit.
excited about having rights. My fault. Damn.
Oh Jesus! You don't have to be so
Like-
hostile.
like-
you don't
like-
have to be so
Because
hostile.
not all of us are where Sweden is at. Like, not even a little bit. Like,
Yeah, well,
sorry that you find it kind of annoying, but people are
don't-
excited about having rights.
well, yeah. I mean, that does make sense.
Hating asshole.
Can you drop me?
You don't know how to leave, do you?
No, this is my first time like.
Lord. Anyway. Moving on. Moving on. Hello.
Hi,
Hi. How old are you?
18,
What year were you born?
2006,
What month?
November.
No. 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 You tried it. You did. You tried it, and you failed, and that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Thank you for the $10, Bryant. Hello to you too. Yeah, listen, Davey, not all of us can have brain cells. You know, they're in short supply. They're in short supply. Yeah. Me too, Rose. Me too.
Hello,
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2005, December 7th.
Checks out. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
I don't necessarily think it's wrong. I don't. But I do disagree, which it's not really, I guess, lesbianism, or I don't know how to call it.
Nonism, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that's being pushed out to the kids, but it's more of like trans propaganda and whatnot and stuff like that. Like there's books in elementary children's books that talk about changing the body and going through those type of transitions. And I'm not fine with that, but I don't have a problem with like trans people if that's what you want to do. I just don't like it being pushed to the kids.
What books are you talking about?
So there's this one that was banned. Let me look it up again. I think it's called Perfectly Normal, and it was written by what's his name? Robbie H. Harris wrote this book, and this man took it to his local courthouse or whatever it's called. He didn't take it to Congress, but he went to his local legislation, and he brought this problem forward. And whenever he started reading about the book and reading what was inside the book, the people in the room actually didn't even want to hear it. So he protested about it, and he was like, well, if y'all don't want to hear it, then why should we have it in elementary schools, and why should these kids have to hear it? And I know there's more books out there. I'd have to do some more digging, but that's the main one that got banned in some states and schools.
Have you read the book?
Yeah, I've read pages and whatnot of it. I could read it, but I don't feel like that is perfectly normal. But it's written, not written. Yeah, I get that. It's written. My fault. But yeah, I guess it's a whole different conversation than what the topic's kind of about. But that's just a example of one of the books.
So, where in this are they talking about being trans?
Are you looking? It's talking not about really being trans, but about changing the body and the changes that are quote unquote perfectly normal.
How is that relevant to being trans?
Well, like I just said, it's talking about changing the body. Here, I can read off.
What do you mean by changing the body? Because I found a PDF of the book, and it's just talking about it's what is sex, our bodies, and puberty, families and babies, decisions, and staying healthy. All of these things are
Which book are you reading?
good. It's perfectly normal. Robbie H. Harris and Michael Emberley.
Yeah, so it talks about changing bodies, growing up, sex and sexual health. But if you read the book a little bit more and get into it in depth, I wish I could find the video of the guy talking about it and reading pages. But the reason I say that is because we already have health classes and whatnot that talk about going through puberty and talk about the changes that you will experience when you hit the age like 12 to 13. You will start experiencing some of those changes. I feel
Not
like
everywhere. No, we don't.
not everywhere, correct. And I feel like that's what leads some people to go into transition, but I don't feel like they would know that at their age until they do start going through some of them changes at 12 to 13 and whatnot.
So for people that knew they were trans without these books, what about them?
The people that knew they were trans,
The people and kids that knew they were trans without people telling them what being trans is, what about them?
like I said, if you're not comfortable in your own body and that's your decision, then that's your decision. I just don't feel like if they know it, like if in their heart they know it in their heart, then yeah, perfectly fine. But I don't feel like we should be pushing this out to the kids. And like, I don't know, at that age you don't really understand a bunch of stuff. Like your brain isn't even fully developed till you hit the age of 25.
Your
And
brain starts to have a concept of your own personal gender around age 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
so if you already know your own personal gender,
Starts to have an understanding. You
yeah,
still
starts but
need.
doesn't fully understand it.
Yeah, you still, like, as you get older, your conceptualization of gender, it's developing. Like, why is it perfectly fine for someone who's born with a penis to know for a fact that they're a boy, and affirm that they're a boy, but the moment someone who's born with a vagina knows that they're a boy, now you're asking, oh, who pushed this on you? Why are you thinking this?
Well, the moment they're born, that's kind of completely different than what I'm talking about. The moment they're born, I don't feel like a child can even think about anything. They can't even speak yet. They can't even walk or crawl. But if we're moving forward and yeah, they can understand what kind of sex they are, I don't feel like it's appropriate. And I debate a lot of politics, but I'm not going to try and get into the political world. I'm gonna just say like the stuff that the left is kind of pushing is more about trying to implement like more of these rules in the schools where you can learn more about becoming trans and whatnot. But I feel like we should take a different route and send kids to therapy to talk about these issues and talk about what's going on inside their head first before they're 12 or 13 and can make that decision. Because they've actually done a study and they took like 25 kids who were thinking about changing their gender and transitioning and going through therapy. 75% of those kids actually changed their mind and became more comfortable and embrace who they were. And
Can I
get
please
that's
have
not-
that study?
Yeah,
Thank you.
look it up again.
Okay, so where my confusion lies is, why is it, like, number one, before you get to transition, you have to go to therapy. You can't just, like, transition without therapy. That's not a thing that's happening. But number two, how would children know how to explain what they're feeling if they're not given the tools to know what's going on?
Right, that's kind of the point I was trying to get at. They can't.
No, you're telling them to you're saying keep this information away from them until they get older and find out. But if no one's going to give them the information to help them articulate how they're feeling, how are they supposed to tell a therapist how they're feeling?
So if no one's given the information and tell them how, I mean, you just explain how you feel. That's like if you're not comfortable with your own body, like you said, if a kid really understands that and they know that they're not comfortable with their own body, then they would know how to explain that.
But not being comfortable with your own body is different from having gender dysphoria. That's why we need to
if a kid
explain the
looked at
difference.
if a kid looked at like this, the teachings in school or whatever that are bound to happen if we keep going down this road. And they don't really understand what's going on. They'll look at it and they'll think it's cool, or they think they might get attention for it, and that might sway their opinion more. If you know deep down in your heart, and you've been thinking about it for years and years, that you don't want to, I mean, like a kid that's under the age of 18 can't even buy alcohol or cigarettes. I don't feel like their parents should be able to tell the doctor that they want to change their genitals or whatever until they're at the age.
They can't do that.
They can in some states. It's 12 and up.
Kids can get bottom surgery from 12 and up.
Top surgery. I didn't mean to say genitals. Sorry, top surgery. But yeah, top surgery. They can get that at 12 and up.
What states?
Let me look it up.
Because 12 and up is wild.
So it'd be 25 states.
For 12 and up.
Yeah. But still, like, the wait line for a surgery would still be like 5 years. So they
Can I
wouldn't
please
be
have
like,
the source for this?
Yeah, I'm on MetaPage today.
What's the name of the article?
These states have banned youth gender affirming care.
These states what?
These states have banned youth gender affirming care.
Ban?
So these states have banned it. There's 25 states that haven't banned it.
Do you think gender affirming care is top surgery?
That's a part of it, is it not?
Not for minors, no.
Okay, then I
Gender
could be
affirming
wrong.
care is puberty blockers and therapy. It's not top surgery.
Okay. Then I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can admit when I'm wrong. I'd say I'm wrong there. Yeah, you're correct. So yeah, it kind of just kills my point, doesn't it?
Just a smidgen.
Smidge, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm only 18. I've done my research, but obviously I haven't done enough. I should probably research it a little bit more than come back. But you know, I just kind of want to get up here and, I don't know, voice my opinion and what I saw was going on, and you know. But yeah, I appreciate you for having me up here, and I support you fully. I don't think being a lesbian, gay, trans is wrong at all. So yeah, I support everyone and I love everyone. So I hope y'all have a great day. And for people in the comments, I know I'm stupid.
You kill me every time. That's so fucking hilarious. Sorry, guests. I'm not kicking you. My mod is, but I fully support their decision in doing so. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yeah.
Why is that?
What's the purpose of a pussy?
There is no specific purpose of a vagina.
Says who?
Just, what do you mean says who? It has multiple functions. It doesn't just have like a singular purpose. The vagina can do a lot of things.
Like what?
Like discharge, menstrual cycle, giving birth, penetrative intercourse,
You said giving birth.
masturbation.
So you said giving birth. How do you
That's
end
a
up
function.
giving birth?
Typically through penetrative sex, but also through IVF, surrogacy, artificial insemination.
Nah.
Well, yeah, that's not like something you can just disagree with. It's true.
You guys are just making this up. It has only one purpose.
Would you like me to look up what IVF is for you right now?
I don't really care about that.
Okay, so how are you going to claim that it's incorrect and then I'm making it up if you don't care to figure out?
Do you believe in God?
No.
Yeah, then
So this has nothing to do with. So you don't really care about whether or not like you get given new information. You just think that it's wrong because God said so. I don't even know why you pretended to care. Like, just say you think it's wrong because God said it's
God
wrong.
created man and woman, not a woman and a woman. So there's no point in you being a lesbian.
I don't believe in God. Can you prove that God's real?
Physically, I can prove that God is real.
I'm not
Wow.
asking physically. You can give me a philosophical argument. You can give me archaeological evidence. The Bible states I would not be able to look at God even if I tried. I'm not asking you to show me God. I want evidence of his existence.
Have you even tried to find out if God is real?
Yes, I was a Christian up until age 14.
Okay, and what happened?
He didn't answer my calls, and there are contradictions in the Bible.
He didn't answer your calls?
No.
I mean, following God doesn't give you everything you want.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said there are contradictions in
You
the
struggle
Bible.
with some things.
It wasn't
Even
about
Jesus
me.
Christ suffered, so
They weren't things that I
why do
wanted
you
for
guys-
myself. They
Is
were
that-
things I wanted from my mother. I wanted my mother to be healed of her sickness. And I wanted her to stop treating me poorly because of her sickness. And neither of those things were answered, which is what caused my skepticism. Then I read the Bible and realized that there are contradictory statements in the Bible. And I figured, if contradictions can't exist, then neither does God. And then when I got to college, I unpacked that more, and now I'm an atheist.
Okay, so how are you going to feel if you die right now and you find out God is real?
I won't. Not the Christian God, anyway. There's no way that he can exist if contradictions exist in the Bible.
Just in case, how are you going to feel?
I'd say that the Christian God is a sick fuck, so I don't really care.
So you'll be okay going to hell?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm not following a God that thinks slavery is okay, or allows children to die of cancer, or tells a great victim to go back to her master,
He doesn't allow anyone
or
to.
calls for the slaughter of the Amalekite children. That's not a God that I want to follow, so sure, put me in hell.
Nah, that's not God's will.
Do you want the verses? I can read them to you if you want.
He has given everyone free will, so why are you saying it's God's will?
Because he literally said in the Bible that it's his will.
Okay, so
I can read the verses for you if you'd like. Do you want them?
Yeah.
Fabulous. I love these conversations. All right, so let's start with the slavery. Leviticus 25:44-46. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life, but you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly. Then for the rules for how to treat your slaves, let's go to Exodus 21, 20-21. When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged, for the slave is his property. I'm not following a God that thinks that. That God's a sick fuck.
That's what you think.
Do you think slavery is okay?
No one thinks slavery is okay.
Well, clearly God thinks slavery is okay.
How do you know God thinks that?
Because these are in Leviticus, everything that's in the Levitical laws, Moses is imparting these onto the Israelites, and they were given directly to Moses from God.
I've woken up. I think
So these are God's words.
and we're seeing some of that. It's needed.
That's how I know. The Lord said unto Moses, remember that in Leviticus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So he specifically said that. That's how I know.
Well, for me, I can't really convince you to follow God or to force you to follow God. But in case you die or it happens that God is real, then I guess.
If God is real, God is pro-slavery, which means I don't want to follow God.
Some TV here.
Well, that's up to you. But I just hope and pray.
Are you pro-slavery or something? What's happening?
No.
Okay, so then why aren't you responding to that verse? You just completely ignored what I just said after you asked for evidence. I gave it to you, and now you're telling me, well, I hope you find God. The same God that's pro-slavery.
Yeah, because I can't force you to do something you don't want to.
Okay, why are you following a God that's pro-slavery?
What do you mean?
I just read the verses to you. He literally said, go take slaves, and then he said, you can beat your slave as long as they don't die. Is
So
that like okay to you? Or
You're basing everything on that verse.
everything?
Yeah?
Oh no, we can go further. But do you think slavery is okay or something? Like, is
course
that
not.
just fine? Okay, so why are you following with God that thinks slavery is okay?
Well, I wouldn't say it's from God to slave
So
people.
you just disagree with the Bible then?
I don't.
So if the Levitical laws are straight from God,
He's God, and what he does, no one understands what he does. You can't.
so you do think it's fine because
No.
he understands more than we do, that he has higher reasons for allowing slavery. Is that your argument?
I mean, if he's God and he thinks that's fine, yeah, sure.
So it's fine because God says it's fine.
Yeah?
That really.
Yeah.
So if God told you to murder your whole family, you'd do it.
Yep.
If God told you to grape a woman, you'd do it.
Take over.
That's the thing. He will never tell you to do that.
He would and he has. Do you want to go talk about how he told people to go murder the Amalekite children?
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you think that was okay for him to say to slaughter all
Wait, first of
men,
all,
women, children, infants?
before he says that, like, what did they do before he ordered people to go and do that?
These particular Amalekites didn't do anything. The Amalekites 400 years, the Amalekites 400 years before them lost a war. Do you think that it's okay for people like 4 generations down the line to take the punishment of the people that were 400 years before them?
Obviously, it's not fair.
Okay, so do you think that was just when God did that?
I'm not going to judge. He's God.
You're not gonna judge. So when God said literally go slaughter babies, like that you were chill with that because God said it was okay?
Like I said,
There's
he'll
no
never
way you
say
believe
something like
this.
that.
What?
Believe what? He's never going to say something like that. So
He already did. We can read that verse too if you want. You want that verse?
yeah.
Okay, great. Oh. Key, why'd you get rid of him? No. God saying to slay the Amalekites. Since people are asking for the verse, and I'd love to provide. Let's see, verse Samuel 1:15. Let's get into it. Now go and attack the Amalekites. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 Samuel 15:3. Now go and attack the Amalekites and completely destroy everything they have. Do not spare them. Kill men and women, infants and nursing babies, oxen and sheep, camels and donkeys. Oh, it's because of the free kick. I see. I get it. The verse again is 1 Samuel 15:3. Now go and attack the Amalekites and completely destroy everything they have. Do not spare them. Kill men and women, infants and nursing babies, oxen and sheep, camels and donkeys. Yeah, I don't follow that God with the utmost respect. Nor will I ever. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 20. Was born in February 2024. No, look, 2004. My bad. I'm stupid. 2004.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is... Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yes, I do.
Now, you do realize the person in your profile picture is bi, right?
No.
No? Alright, so
No.
you should know that they're bi. And
Well,
they've
okay,
made several lyrics talking about how much they love fucking white men.
Well, I'm a follower of lesbianology, and in verse Homo 12:4 it says kissing a woman a day keeps the doctor away. So, you know, gotta follow my God.
I fucking knew it. Get your...
Of course.
Anyway. Fucking... Don't piss me off. Can I have that book? Please. Please. My gosh. I'm gonna set up another live goal. Hello? Hello? Isaac? Alright, I'm gonna assume they're not here. That's okay. Probably asleep. Y'all, please hop the guest quest you think being lesbian is wrong. Also, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal are in the bio. Hi, how old are you?
Okay. You want to know why I think lesbian's wrong?
Actually, I don't think that I do. I think you're a child. Moving on to the next guest swiftly and quietly. Please hop in the guest quest if you think being lesbian is wrong, and also if you're of age, please. Hello?
Hi,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
What year were you born?
2004.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yes, it is.
Why is that?
I don't think it's right to like date women and stuff like that. Like, is it necessary?
You're queer, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not. Like,
You're
is it
bi, aren't
necessary?
you?
No, I'm not. Is it necessary?
There's no way in hell that you're. You know what? I'm gonna just pretend.
I don't think it's necessary to like date women because like God made male and female. Not
and so female and female think female is pretty, so they kiss and hold hands and go out on dates.
Well, that's not normal, I guess. It's not really normal.
Okay,
And
do you
also,
think everything that's abnormal is wrong?
No, your previous like discussion about God and stuff. Yeah, like you don't believe. Okay, yeah, you don't believe in God and stuff like that.
Nope. All right. What? Okay. Moving along. Thank you for helping me hit the life goal, my love. And yes, I do have one across because it's cute.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
Okay. Do you
April
think being
20.
lesbian is wrong?
Not necessarily, but let's say, I don't know.
When you teacup, I cannot hear you. Hello? Hello? All right, I'm gonna assume something has gone tragically wrong, and I'm hoping that you are okay. Oh. Y'all, I was flagged for hate speech. F1's in the chat, and also spam the likes. I think I might be getting mass reported. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Hello, I'm 21.
Okay, do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Of course, mate.
Okay, why is that?
I'm gonna tell you why, yeah? Well, why do people think that they can just live their life and do whatever they want in private? Who gives a fuck, mate? Come on. You really think that you can be in private and kiss whoever you want and do whatever you want with your own life? No, mate, it's not how it works. It's not how it is, man. Fuck out of here, man. Absolutely mad, innit?
Get the fuck... Get your goofy ass out of here! That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, that's so funny. Alright, anyway. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18, literally.
What year were you born?
April 2006.
Okay, do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know, I just think it's like gay as fuck. Like,
Well, yeah. Why is that wrong?
I don't know, like being like, okay, like monkey and monkey, like I never see female monkey go with another female monkey. It's like, I think.
Well,
like,
they do though.
Yeah. Huh?
They do though.
Nah, that's gay shit. I don't think monkeys do that.
But they do.
Nah, not monkeys. Monkeys are too cool for that.
No. I really hate to shatter like your view of monkeys, but like they be fucking.
Are you actually telling me monkeys are gay?
I'm not kidding. Yeah, some of them are.
Actually?
And also some penguins and some giraffes and some other species also. Some lions, bonobos.
No way. Nah, I don't believe you. Show me an example.
Sure, I got you.
Well, I didn't know monkeys like be gay and shit.
They do.
I low-key want to see a gay giraffe though. Wonder what they're like.
Actually, I'm pretty sure giraffes engage in more homosexual sex than they do straight sex, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, I know some dogs are gay as fuck. I see some boys on.
Let's see. The Secret Life of GAY Giraffes.
Oh, hell no, the fuck?
Male giraffes have a unique form of flirting and seduction. It's called necking. For an hour, they'll stand next to each other and gently rub their necks all over each other's bodies.
An hour?
This leads to erections all around and often orgasms.
Erections?
They might get excited enough to mount each other too. They might mount a few times and sometimes in groups of up to 4 or 5.
Or? What the Oh. Okay. Giraffes. Okay, that's one thing. What about monkeys?
Giraffes be getting freaky, but let's see.
Yeah. What the flip, dude?
Let's see. The lesbian monkey love triangle tells us something. This is from Scientific American. Let's get into it. Now, as scientists, when we describe animals, we don't typically use the terms such as GAY or lesbian, and certainly not power bottom. We might say something more clinical, such as same-sex behavior, which, by the way, is something that's now been documented in more than 1,500 different species. Though scientists may record copious amounts of same-sex behavior by individuals in the wild, we still recognize we are not seeing the full spectrum of their behavior. That's why bisexual or pansexual is a more suitable term for such primates. Like most things in life, sexuality exists on a spectrum, even in monkeys. And there's also a reason we're talking about monkeys in particular. A recent study in Nature and Ecology and Evolution found that same-sex behavior in male monkeys has benefits, a conclusion that counteracts what's often called a Darwinian paradox. The study took place on Cayo Santiago, a small island off the coast of Puerto Rico that is home to a colony of more than 1,700 Reyes macaque, monkeys. These are not endemic to the area and were brought there in 1930s by scientists for research purposes. 70% of them engage in same-sex mountings, and only 40% of them copulated with females.
70%?
Yeah.
So I was wrong?
Yes.
Man, what the fuck? I thought monkeys weren't gay. Yeah, okay, I don't have an argument there. Yeah.
If you want to explore this more, look up an alternative hypothesis for the evolution of same-sex sexual behavior in animals.
I don't really want to see animals having sex. Like,
you're not going to look at them have sex. You're going to read a study. I don't want to watch them fuck
don't know.
either.
They might show examples. Like,
They're not going to...
I don't want to see a giraffe banging a giraffe.
I will respect your boundaries, but I promise if you look up a study, you will not end up seeing animals fuck. Thank you, Key! Key holding down the fort. We love to see it. No, yeah, I think the same thing, Lele, but let's just hope that's not the case. Oh, okay. This person is not connecting. Let's move on to the next guest. Y'all, please hop in the guest request if you think being lesbian is wrong, and only if you think being lesbian is wrong. Hello?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, how old are you?
18.
Where year were you born?
06.
What month?
3rd of March.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
Why is that?
So basically, wait, why is the whole chat... What do you mean, not this guy again? Okay, basically...
Again? Who are you?
No. What do you mean?
Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I?
Who are you?
I don't know. What do you mean, who am I?
Same guy.
Oh, wait, I only have 2 minutes on the live. Wait, okay, listen. Basically, it's what I think, yeah? It all started with Adam and Eve, yeah? Not Adam and Steve. Do you know?
Wait, Key, hold on.
But
Key.
why are you trying to mute? Why are you muting me?
It wasn't me. It was my mod. Calm down.
Bro, why is the chat saying it's the same person? Bro, it's not me.
I don't know who you are. All right. Anyway, is Adam and Eve Adam and Steve? Okay. Can you prove that God is real?
Can you prove that listen. There's no proof that God is real, but listen.
Okay, so then why do you believe in him?
No, but where's the proof that how can you be born and turn lesbian? What do you mean? Like, how is that even
lesbian,
possible?
No one's born lesbian or straight. It's a genetic predisposition.
It's not genetic because listen, to become gay, GAY or lesbian, yeah, you need to be influenced by something.
No,
you think back in those days someone was how could someone be influenced? Everyone was straight.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
We have paintings of people engaging in same-sex behavior dating back hundreds of years.
What?
Yeah, we have.
Show me the proof then. Sure. Show me the proof. Show me the proof then.
Oh, okay. That's okay. You do know you could just look this up on your own too, that right?
Bro, I'm on my phone. I'm not looking nothing up.
No, I don't mean now. I mean if you didn't know about this before, you could have just.
What do you mean? Why is the whole chat glazing you?
Because this is easily accessible information. In the cultures of the ancient world,
that's not why I asked.
In the cultures of the ancient world, there was no need for designations such as LGBTQ+, because there was no difference noted between what is now defined as homosexual.
What source is that?
Worldhistory.org.
Bro, no, what? How? Okay, how can you prove that that's real? Like, no one knows that source, bro. That's not even.
I mean, you can. I can show you the artifact that we're looking at if you want, but it's. Hold on.
You just made up some random organization and telling me that's real.
But also, yeah, that worldhistory.org. I'm pretty sure that's like a. I think most people know what that is.
All I'm
but
saying
it's okay.
It's not Adam and Steve. You know what I mean? Not Adam and it. It's Adam and Eve. That's where it all started.
They about to get freaky.
What are you showing me? What is that?
This is a scene in red.
Wait, have I just been banned? No, I can't even hear a thing you're saying. Yeah, Adam and it, bro. These lesbians are claiming to be some random pronouns, bro. It's not he and she anymore. It's he and it. Wait, like what? I can't hear a thing you're saying.
Sorry. There we go.
Bro, tell your moderator to stop being like.
No,
bro, what
I
even
won't.
is that? Bro, that's the. How is that proving that?
This is women spying on male lovers. This is in a museum.
Why is what?
These are two GAY people, and they're being together. And then here we have women
How do you know
spying
they're
on them.
GAY? How do you know they're GAY? How do you know they're not just friends?
It's titled "Women Spying on Male Lovers." Like that. That's what the artist labeled it.
How do you know? How do you know they're male lovers?
Because it says male lovers.
So you're just gonna believe some random like what organization is that? That's what like source is that?
It's worldhistory.org.
Bro, no.
You could probably go.
How are you gonna trust?
It's
What
in
even
the
is
public.
that?
It's in the public domain. You can.
Bro,
you can
give
look
me
at
proof
this.
from like some religious like none of this
Bro,
history.org.
it's from the Qing Dynasty.
Oh yeah, because I know what that is. Yeah, I know what that is.
How is it my fault you don't know what that is?
Bro, no one knows what that is, bro. What is that?
You don't know what the. All right. Okay. All right. That's I don't really know what you want me to do after
Bro, how do you know they're
like,
not just friends? How do you know they're like? How do you know?
I don't know if you can read or not.
Bro, you can't just believe some random text that you see on the internet.
There's this really cool word called lover.
You can't believe that, bro. You can't believe some random text on the internet. Do you know what I mean?
This isn't random text on the internet. It's what the title of the painting is.
No, the title. Okay, so where's that come from then?
The painting?
No, where's the title come from?
The title came from the artist.
What?
Artists label
who's the
their
artist
art.
then? Bro, how is that going to be passed? Like, how you can't just believe that's the title of the thing.
There's also this. Two
That doesn't
men
mean anything.
and
How
an
does that
ancient
mean?
tablet.
No, how does that mean that they're GAY? How? That's just some like.
Is this like straight behavior to you?
They're
Like,
they're just looking at each other. What's wrong?
Is this heterosexual behavior to you?
Nah, no. Listen, they're just looking at each other. What's wrong with that,
Their noses are touching.
bro? They're just looking at each other. What?
Their noses are touching.
How do you know that's not a girl that's just shaved all her hair off?
Do you look at your friends like this? Is this how
listen,
you look
listen.
at your?
How
do you
how do you
gaze
know that's not a girl
longingly?
that shaved her hair off?
They're both dressed the exact same way, indicating they have similar statuses, which means they're both male.
Similar statuses? What?
Like hierarchy.
What is that even supposed to mean?
You know how Egypt existed in hierarchy?
What are you yapping about?
You see how they have similar jewelry? And they have similar builds? They were depicted similarly.
I'll be real, I can't see shit, bro. I can't even see anything.
Are you...
Where's the jewelry?
You see these carvings right here? That's jewelry? The same thing is over here?
So what does that prove?
If they're wearing similar jewelry, it's likely that they were the same gender, because there were gender roles established in Egypt that would dictate what
So you're
kinds
saying
of
only
jewelry
one
you
gender
wear.
can wear jewelry?
No, both genders wore jewelry, but the kinds of
Exactly.
jewelry that were worn was dependent upon what status you had and also what gender you were. And pieces like this, ones that are wide and more solid, were typically worn by males. And women,
Says
unless
he.
they were of like high status, says me. I mean, do you want?
Says you. Why should I
do
believe
know,
you?
You do know that like
Says
the
you.
world is at your fingertips, right?
What?
Thank you for the $10, Corey. I can't. I'm actively in pain. I don't. That's. Yeah. You know what? You know, protecting my peace is paramount. That's diabolical work. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway. I'm gonna just put my background back on, and we gonna continue. That W Corey's in the chat. You can only do so much, you know? You can only do so much. Anyway, moving. I want to see a plethora of W Corys in the chat. Thank you. Moving swiftly along, please hop in the guest request if you think being lesbian is wrong. I fucking... Thank you. Corey said, I'm broke, but I can't deal with it anymore. That's real. Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yes, it's wrong.
And why is that?
It's wrong. It's totally wrong. I have something I want to ask you now. One question. I don't have much to say. I'm from Nigeria, living in Cyprus. Like you are now, you're a woman, right?
No.
You're a man or a woman. What are you?
I'm non-binary, but I'm biologically female, if that's what you're asking.
You're a female, right?
I'm female, but my gender is non-binary. My sex is female, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, what I want to ask you is, because your question here is why is being lesbian wrong?
Uh-huh.
Right now you are. If your mother, the one that born you, is a lesbian, tell me how can you come to this world?
IVF,
One
surrogacy,
question,
artificial insemination.
One question, I want to finish before you answer, because many people are hearing what I'm saying. If your mother is doing a lesbian, woman to woman, tell me how you can come to this world. One question. Second is...
I already answered that.
Second is anything you are doing, remember, before you do something, think. You are on social media, you are correcting many people, or you are deceiving a lot of people. That's what I want to tell you. To be a lesbian is bad.
That's not deception. If you want to have kids as a lesbian, you can just do IVF or surrogacy or artificial insemination.
No.
Yeah, that's just a fact.
There's no way a woman to woman. There's no way a woman to woman can have a kid.
Yes.
We are human beings.
Yes, so with some medical aid, you can. All right, so please stop talking over me. Thank you. Anyway, with a little bit of medical intervention, you can have kids as a lesbian. You can do IVF or surrogacy or artificial insemination. You can use the exact same tools that infertile people use to have kids. All you would need is someone's sperm, but you do not have to have sex with them to have that child. Also, if your point is like, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for heterosexuality, that's fine. I don't really care. I wouldn't have been sentient enough to care. So if my mom never had me, like, that's unfortunate, but that is her right as a woman. I don't really.
It's bad. It's bad. You know why it's bad?
If she doesn't want to have kids, that's fine.
If you born like that way, you will be an imbecile. So what I'm about to tell you is you are deceiving a lot of people, and you get punishment for it. Stop this thing you are doing.
Do you know what imbecile means?
Some people are not happy with you.
All right, so let's not with that either. If by imbecile you mean like you'll be born with like birth
People
defects,
are not happy with you.
I don't.
Put me down.
You don't know how to leave by yourself?
Put me down.
You don't know how to leave by yourself?
Tell you what.
You don't. Wait, no, Key, hold on. No, Key! Key, I wanted to embarrass him, Key. Please. Key, I wanted to embarrass him. No. Key, no. No! It's okay, I forgive you. I love you. Don't worry. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you. Hello?
Hi,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yeah, well, I think it's sin, at least. And yeah.
Cute.
So, yeah, I'm Christian. And what do you believe in?
I'm an atheist.
You're an atheist?
Yep.
So you believe in evolution and Big Bang and all of that?
Yes. Do you not believe in evolution?
Would you agree that it's... Wait. So would you say that, and would you agree that everything is coming straight into your beliefs, so what you believe in and stuff, not about logic, not about proofs and all that, because average human being and people, like person on this earth, is not driven by proofs and logical and all that. Of course, it's part of our being and our what we believe, like what we're thinking about world and all of that, but yeah, like 99% of people of the world, they don't believe, like they not think, and they believe that is God exists or this evolution is right or something, because they not really know everything about it. Would you agree with about it?
No, because being religious means having faith, which is belief in something without evidence. But believing in evolution means that you believe in something with substantial evidence behind it. So these are not equivalent.
Wait. So would you say that average person on Earth is, for example, our theologian who is knowing like so much about some old times, and they can say like, oh yeah, our Earth and world is a billion and billions years of the existence, and then therefore, because I know this and this and this stuff, I ended my university and master's degree or something like that, therefore I will believe in these things. Or they saying, yeah, evolution is right because this what I was taught in school, in university, and these smart people in internet and YouTubers, these people who was saying this for entire my life, and that's why I believe in these things.
I guess it could be fair to say that most people hold a belief without doing the research for themselves. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So here I want to make my point. So they're actually not the think about logic things, because even you and even me, like even though we have totally different opinions about world and how it was created, in my view, in your view, it was just by Big Bang and stuff like that, and by evolution we end up being here. We have totally different point of views on our world. Still, and me and you, we have not full logical proof under it.
What do you mean by full?
Like
religion has no proof.
Neither you, neither me, we cannot prove fully what we believe in.
Well, the difference is I can prove it to a pretty substantial degree, but people with religion cannot prove it. Like, there is no evidence for religion. There is evidence for the Big Bang and for evolution.
I could say that it's also evidence for being like belief in God.
Okay, can I have some?
Also. Yeah, what would you say about the person of Jesus?
I think Jesus was a real person. It was likely.
Okay. And then you not believe that he was resurrected from death, or that he even died, or what?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure he died. I don't think that he resurrected or that he is the supernatural son of God, no.
So you not believe in 500 eyewitnesses?
And who are these eyewitnesses?
Okay, do you think we need which usually I would ask. So my English is not my first language. Please understand it. You're not believing in these 500 people because they was not scientists or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not because they're not scientists, no. But these 500 eyewitness accounts are in the Bible, and there's no proof that the Bible is valid or true at all.
Wait. So wait. But what's your point? You're saying that you're not believing in these 500 eyewitnesses because because
eyewitness accounts are not reliable.
Why they're not reliable?
Because people can lie. People are not necessarily.
Okay, why are you believing in such persons in history like I don't know, Platon or another people that we have less eyewitnesses of them? For example,
because we have cross-referencing for those people. We have some people's death certificates.
From who?
We have people's art. Things like that. We have signatures, things of that nature. We don't have that for these 500 eyewitness accounts.
Why? We have some works that it was doing. For example, like you can read Bible. This is straightly saying about Jesus, and it's not alone. Wait. That's not one person who was reading that. Actually, Bible. It's not something that we like. Oh, we just randomly will pick up some books and put them in the New Testament, and then we will count that they are our holy books. You know. This is some scripts that some influence people like Paul and others was writing to the different churches, and they was actually traveling to these different places, and then they was writing some letters to them. So it's not some, and actually they're eyewitnesses. So and people who, like, let's say about Rome, Paul he was traveling to Rome, yeah, and he when he came there, actually there was already a church, and when he came with his testimony of was happened with his life and what he was seeing and what he was told, there was not like, oh no, it's not true. They was accepting him, and they was agreeing with him about being like that. There was a Jesus Christ who was dead and then resurrected from the dead.
Okay, so where can I find evidence outside of the Bible that this is true? Because obviously the Bible is going to agree that the Bible is true. That's circular.
So wait, yeah, but my point is not something that Bible is only saying that it's true. It's you can find on the internet like what the manuscripts that prove in the Bible, and also it's not there. Maybe you didn't search. Well,
I did, and no one's ever shown them to me, and I've never found them. Like, what manuscripts are you referring to?
Well, I'm not was going that deep, but we that's not only one thing that we are referring to when we're trying to prove some old letters and scripts as a Bible, for example. We also can look at some historical people like that was referring in this. They were told from the Bible and saying, "Oh, did it exist or not?" And if yes, then people? We have more reasons to believe.
So who are these people?
For example, some of the people in the New Testament, like Caesar, and people who was judging Jesus and stuff like that.
So you just mean like there were people that actually exist that were in the Bible? The same thing happens in historical fiction. That doesn't make historical fiction true. Like if someone were to write a book about like Jane Austen being a witch and like healing people, like Jane Austen was a real woman. She was a real author. That doesn't mean that she was also a witch that helped heal people. So just saying that there were other people in the Bible that also happened to be real people does not prove that all the events in the Bible.
Yeah. But there we come to the point that this is not some fantasy book. This was written as a letters with the truth points and claims to the people who lived in the whole Roman Empire. And there's not something like, oh guys, I have some ideas, you can listen to me. People were saying that, I have seen this, and therefore So it's not some Roman or I don't know some creation of the imagination of the people, and people was ready to die for these ideas. That's not something.
People are ready
that's
to
really,
die for cults all the time. That doesn't mean that they're true.
Cults as like what?
People die for cults all the time, and none of the beliefs that they had were true. But we've witnessed people die in droves for the reasons that the preachers of their cults have told them, and they did it willingly, like with full consent. That doesn't mean that what the cultists were preaching was true, just because they were willing to die for it.
So well, now we get into the like you're thinking that these eyewitnesses, they're just creating their pictures, and they just imagine that Jesus was resurrected from death, and this is not true. That's what you're saying.
I've seen no proof of the resurrection happening, thus I don't believe it happened.
Okay. Well, I was not going that deep usually in my studying, but you still not believe in it. Wait, well, you believe into evolution and into the Big Bang and all of that, yeah?
Yes.
So can you explain me how our universe is perfect tuned to, as if theory of evolution is right, then we actually was super a lot of like coincidences for us to exist here and speak with you right now.
Like how the same sun that we need for nutrients is the same sun that gives us skin cancer if we stay out for too long.
Not only like that.
85 of our DNA doesn't actually create proteins. It just sits there and replicates itself all the time and doesn't actually do anything. That's perfection. For sure.
Not only, but I'm asking you about for like in elementary things like protons, electrons, and all these things. Can you tell me and explain me how it works? Like why it's perfectly tuned? You know, it's not something that it could be a little more and a little bit less, and therefore we still would be exist. But it's something that if it's like small percents and even less than percents, it's more or less, we would not exist, like never ever, and the chances of that is super high. So our lives with you that we're talking with you right now, chances of that is super low. This like almost nothing.
Okay, why would that mean God?
No. In worldview of if we believe in evolution and Big Bang. But
okay,
you're saying
that highly unlikely to happen happened. That doesn't mean that God exists.
Wait. No. Wait. But you're saying that you should have more belief, and you should have more belief to believe in God than believe in evolution and Big Bang. But it's not true. Actually, no. But you cannot. But you cannot explain me this. What I asked you.
Yes, I can. If you want, you can go look at certain parts of. If you want certain parts of evolution, you can watch them be replicated in a lab, and we already have. And as far as the Big Bang is not the creation of the universe. The Big Bang is the rapid expansion of the universe. But the universe is theorized to always have existed, and we have reasons for thinking this, like microwave background radiation. There's evidence, substantially, for these things, but believing in a God is literally just faith.
Wait, you didn't hear my point. I'm asking you why we have those perfectly tuned elementary particles as we have right now in our world. If we would not have them this
what
precise...
What do you mean by perfectly tuned?
For example, do you know mass of electron or
the
proton?
Mass of an electron?
Yes.
You're just saying that the fact that life exists at all.
I also don't really know the perfect what this is, but I'm saying that, and it's known widely right now. So that this is perfectly like if you will see and if you would look all the elementary particles that we have right now in our world. And just observe and try to recreate our universe, you would see that this is actually look like was perfectly tuned. not just happened by chance, because chances are too low to happen. This is just by coincidence, you know.
Well, no, chances being too low implies that it's impossible. But clearly it's not impossible because we're here. Something being highly improbable doesn't mean that the cause had to be a god. This is God of the gaps fallacy.
No, but I'm not referring now to God. I'm just saying that these chances are so low, and you're saying that you should have so much faith to believe in God, but you don't really have to. You don't have to. Should have. Oh my God! You don't need to have a faith to believe in Big Bang and theory evolution. But I'm saying to you right now that there actually you should have a lot of faith in that. Yeah, you're saying that, oh, if chances are so low, it doesn't mean that this is just, that this couldn't happen. Yeah, it could, but we're saying that we created some theory that work in one specific chances, like in 0.0000 and 10 in power of minus thousands chances to happen, and to have this live right now in our, like, that we can talk with you right now. And you're saying that, oh, belief in that is actually not requires much faith.
Do you know what faith is?
What do you mean?
Define faith.
I don't want to go on Wikipedia and trying to search for you, because I'm sure that it could be some better defines that I will take from my brain right now.
Okay, so not you, Faith, although love you, Faith. Okay, so then when you use the word faith, what do you mean?
That you can agree, or how to say it? You can agree or not agree, but maybe kind of close your eyes on some things that you maybe don't understand, for example, and say like, okay, it's probably something that I don't know yet, but
so
I will
faith
still
is belief in something without proof. That's what faith is. Probably, yeah, maybe. Right.
Kind of like that.
But we have evidence for the Big Bang and evidence for evolution and no evidence for religion, which means I'm more inclined to believe in the thing that has evidence.
I could say that we also have evidence and for God.
Okay, well, I'm asking for it.
Do you know that before first people was landed on the moon? I don't know. Have you heard this story or not? Because I also didn't go that deep into all these things, because I'm not obviously debating a lot with people. So before this, some of the story that I heard, I think it's kind of true that before first people was landed on the moon, scientists was kind of sure that there will be a lot of kind of dust, or what is in English. So because well, okay, sorry, I cannot express it in English.
It's okay.
But okay, but what I want to say right now is, like, even though I'm asking you that this requires faith as well, and you're saying like, oh no, because I have the evidences.
There's no proof. That's what faith means. Faith means believing in something without proof. I'm asking you for proof, and you're saying the Bible. But what's the proof that the Bible is accurate? We don't have it.
And I'm saying manuscripts, but I cannot just tell you a website where you can find and search and read it and stuff. But you can do it if you want. I'm pretty sure that if you will have will, you will do it for sure, because
what
the internet is so wide.
Referring to what are the manuscripts?
For example, let's say, oh my God, wait, it's called manuscripts of the Dead Sea or something like that. I don't know the terms.
Oh, the Dead Sea Scrolls. What does that prove?
I heard of it.
That hasn't proved anything.
No, wait, but did you know about them something or?
Yes, the Dead
So
Sea
what do you know
Scrolls.
about
I
them?
know about. They're literally just like the Bible, but written down again. Like there's no extra proof. It's just the same shit that's been written in the Bible has also been written on these other pieces of paper. It doesn't.
Yeah, well,
prove
but
anything.
which century they written was? Do you know?
No.
So yeah, I what I was kind of reading or listening to is that they was created about like 1st century or 2nd century or something like that. That's what I heard, and yeah, I'm not sure if it's true because again, I was not going that deep.
Well, it says between 3rd century BCE and 1st century BC and 1st century CE. So we have manuscripts that are older than the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know, there are religions older than Christianity, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, okay, of course, Bible is and Christianity is based on the Torah and the Jews, like their belief and stuff like that.
So then, what would the age of these manuscripts do? Like, they're just old. That's it. Like, what does that prove? The fact that they're old.
But the thing is that we found some manuscripts that was written by 1st century, before 1st century, and they saved by before this time, and then we can read and we can have matches, and if not this, then what it could prove the truth of the Bible stories, like not something that written in the Bible, but the proof that Bible that we have now is saved. You know?
Okay, so it's just the Bible rewritten. That's not proving that the Bible is real. It's just proving that the Bible is old, which we already knew.
Yeah. So you would agree that it was written by eyewitnesses, or not?
The Dead Sea Scrolls were written by eyewitnesses? No.
Bible.
The Bible? Not that the Bible was necessarily written by. I mean, it claims that there's eyewitnesses in there, but we have no way to verify that. So I have no reason to believe that.
So you not believe in that?
No. I believe the Bible says there are eyewitnesses. I don't necessarily believe that there were eyewitnesses.
Why would you not believe that this was eyewitnesses?
Because I don't have proof of that. In the same way that I don't have proof that Jesus was the Son of God. The Bible makes a lot of claims, but just because the Bible says so doesn't mean it's true.
No, but like, okay, about this thing that Bible claims that Jesus was Son of God and stuff. This is something like more, could you say like biblical or theologian, some things that you can go into. But like we're more talking about things that like physical.
I can't do it. I hate talking about the fucking Bible. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Thank you for that mustache. Hi, how old are you? Guys, I think after this I'm gonna go debate with Ian. I'm already mentally exhausted. What's it called? Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2006.
Okay. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. You don't believe in God. You just had a long debate about that.
Yes.
I definitely had some points to bring up, but we'll move on from that. Why do you think being lesbian's like fine and stuff?
Because it doesn't cause unnecessary harm.
Would you regard as harm?
Lowering someone's quality of life / like traumatizing them, just hurting someone, causing pain to someone, suffering.
So would you say a lesbian couple could raise a child better than, say, a straight couple or a gay couple?
No, there's evidence that they raise them almost exactly the same quality-wise. The only difference is that lesbians exhibit a little bit more parenting stress, but the child outcomes are equivalent. So.
Where have you found that information?
Same-sex versus opposite-sex couples and childhood outcomes. This is from the NIH.
And where? Sorry?
The NIH.
NIH.
Mm-hmm.
NIH report. Right, let me have a look. Same-sex couples
Same sex versus opposite sex
Versus-
childhood outcomes.
Because did you go to school with anybody who had like same-sex parents by any chance?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. I go to a school with quite a few of them.
Okay.
None of them have done particularly well, to be fair. In fact, I find that most of the, good students, the ones doing good grades, not behaving badly, stuff like that, they mostly come from, strong religious families, which bring in all the values and stuff.
Okay.
So, do you not
Your
think that
anecdotal
would then
evidence
cause-
doesn't really. No, because I've grown up in my own household where my mother was an abusive fuck, and she was spiritual and straight. I still ended up successful, but not because she mothered me in any way. If anything, I actively hate her. So
Right. So, would you say you being lesbian is due to the fact you hate your mum?
I'm not lesbian, and no.
You're not les. What are you?
I'm pan.
You're pan. What does that mean?
I'm attracted to all genders.
Not frying pans.
Hmm?
What? Why is it called pan?
Pan meaning all. In Greek.
Oh, in Greek. Oh, I thought it was like Latin or something. Sorry, my bad.
Very good.
So you're just attracted to all genders?
Yep.
Not the same as bisexual.
It's a little bit more specific than bisexual. Bisexual is 2 or more, but I'm just like, you can cut the 2 or more, just all of them. Like I don't discriminate. I don't care.
So 2 or more and all would not be the same thing.
No. Because 2 or more could be 3 or 4 or 5. It's
How many
just,
are
for
there?
me, it's all. Well, technically, because gender is a social construct, it could be an infinite number, but I don't care.
So how can you be... Yeah, but that's like being attracted to a name. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, the way that people present gender is, it exists on a spectrum. So basically what I'm saying is,
Like an autism
I don't
one.
care what your gender is. I'm sure that didn't have the impact that you wanted it to have, but I understand where you're coming from, and I think if you're thinking of it the way that I hope you're thinking of it, then yes.
So what, it's like a autism spectrum, and then that's why genders are.
No. No. Okay. All right.
Something happened, sorry.
So no, it was just an
bad.
interesting choice of word. No, it's okay. It was just an interesting.
I'm just
choice of word.
interested, because I
No,
don't
it's fine.
understand gender, so...
I got you. So
Right, go
there's the gender binary. Bi meaning 2. There's man and there's woman. That is the gender
Yeah, yeah.
binary that we currently exist on, right? But what we're finding is that sex and gender are not the same thing. Sex being your hormones, your genitalia, your
Yeah, X, Y,
chromosomes,
XX. Yeah.
yada yada. Yeah, exactly. Whereas gender is the way that you participate in gender roles and how you navigate society.
So
They're
define,
not the same.
define gender as the word.
I guess the way I would define gender is just the way that you navigate societal roles in association with male and female, but not actually male and female.
So
Who's whispering?
I've got someone else with me.
Okay.
She's just watching there, don't worry.
Okay.
I was the one that was interested in arguing the case.
Okay.
Wait, so if I feel that, I don't know, I wanted to wear a dress to like a ball dance or something. So I went to a ball and I wanted to wear a dress, but I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change my gender then? Because I've changed how I socially.
How you understand yourself to be, and also how you interact societally. Because there are feminine men, but that doesn't make them a woman. This
Would
has
that
to
make
do
them another
largely
gender
with
though?
no.
So how does the social interaction change your gender?
Social interaction has to do with how you understand your gender to be, but your gender is self-ID'd. This is not something that's dependent on external factors. For example, like me, I'm non-binary, but I'm biologically female. The way that I typically present the fact that I'm non-binary is not in the way that I dress or anything, because if you were to look at me, you would ID me as a woman, but more so how I interact with gender roles. For example, I don't care about who pays on the first date. Matter of fact, I love paying on the first date. But I also enjoy being like emotionally cared for. That doesn't necessarily mean that doing all those things makes me non-binary, but me being non-binary is a decision that I made. Like the label for that is largely due to how I navigate social situations. But the same way that a woman can be feminine and or masculine and be a woman still, a man can also do those things and still be a man. What gender they are is solely dependent on how they personally identify and understand themselves to be. But the way that they express that gender has a lot to do with how they navigate society, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so what's the point in identifying then with a gender? Isn't that just called your personality then? How you want to interact with social stuff, how you feel, that's your personality, is it not? Why do you have to define
Not
it as
necessarily. You don't have to define it as a gender if you don't want to. For a lot of people, that's not the case. Yeah.
So wouldn't everyone just... what is the difference then between personality and gender if you're saying it's just kind of how you interact with stuff?
Personality largely is genetic, like personality traits, like how happy you are or what you find interesting, what kinds of people you navigate toward. That's more of a personality thing. That's definitely partially genetic for sure.
How's that genetic?
Whether or not you're introverted and extroverted, things like that, how likely you are to be predisposed to having anger issues or depression, how likely or not likely you are to engage in antisocial behaviors. That's very genetic.
Right, but do you not think like interests, hobbies, stuff like that?
Well, hobbies not necessarily, but your interests, they're dependent largely on your neurochemistry. For example, people with ADHD, they have hyperfixations. If you had a parent that has, if you have a parent that has ADHD, you're more likely to have ADHD, and whatever your parents' hyperfixations are, like in that similar vein, you might have similar hyperfixations because of genetics.
I mean, I don't have any of the interests my parents do, but...
That's fine. It's just like a more likely thing. It's not necessarily the rule. It's just like they're contributing factors.
So if my hobby was like dresses, for instance, would that make me then more feminine or whatever?
That's how society would view you. If you don't find that feminine, that's fine.
So would my gender then change?
No. Again, this is a self-ID kind of thing. Like, you putting on a dress doesn't make you a different gender. But if you understand yourself to not fit in the binary of gender, then regardless of what you wear, like your gender would be different. Like, I actively look feminine as fuck all the time, but I'm non-binary. It has nothing to do with what I'm wearing.
Right. What is non-binary again? It's just neither gender.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought you said there are more than two genders, so I can be neither. So you're just no gender?
Exactly. I just opt out of that shit. I don't care what pronouns you call me. I don't care if you call me a man or a woman or neither. I'm opting out. Like, I genuinely could not give less of a fuck.
Do you think people should have their own pronouns? Be allowed to request them?
Like, request what their pronouns are? What do you mean?
Yeah. So, like, you know, people want to be, like, called they, them, and stuff like that. Do you think that's fine?
Yeah. I go by she and he and they and anything else. I don't give a fuck. But some people, they prefer to be called they, so I think it's fine to just be like, hey, can you call me they in our interactions? And be like, all right.
I think it's weird, though, to kind of ask other people to change their speech to cater for your personal feelings.
Well, if someone changed their name, you would feel obligated to call them by their new name, wouldn't you?
No.
No. This has nothing to do with being trans. Like, if your cisgendered friend changed their name.
What's cis, sorry? Cisgender?
Not trans.
Not.
It's the opposite of trans. It means you're born with a sex and your gender aligns with that sex for the rest of your life. That's a cisgendered person.
Oh, right. Okay, my bad. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, if they changed their name and then they told you, hey, I changed my name, are you just going to call them by their old name for as long as you know them?
I don't know. I might use their new name.
Might, but like, what reason do you have to ignore their new name? Like, they probably changed it for a reason.
Name's a bit different to they and them, for instance. I don't agree with they, them.
Why?
They're already words in the English language. Why do you have to take over them to be your pronouns?
They and them have always been pronouns.
What do you mean they've always been pronouns?
Like, do you know what pronouns are?
Yeah.
Okay. They and them have always been pronouns. It's just people are using them a little bit differently than usual. But they've been pronouns the entire time.
Since when? No, they haven't been pronouns.
Yeah.
You had he, and what was it his, and her, and she.
Do you think those are the only pronouns?
Yeah. What other ones they got? In traditional English.
He, she, they, I, us, we, me.
Yeah.
These are
yeah,
all.
you have like I and stuff, but they
these
is
are all
considered a plural.
No, they can be used plurally, but it's also used if you're referring to someone and you don't know their gender. For example, if I were talking about a professor and I never told you what gender my professor was, then if you wanted to refer to the professor in the story, you would call them they, because I never told you what their gender is. People do this all the time.
Yes. But,
okay.
So but then you know their gender afterwards. Why do you have to call them they then?
If I never reveal what their gender is, then no, you don't. So you just call them they for the whole conversation.
He, it, no?
It is another pronoun, yeah.
Do people have it as a pronoun?
Some people do. It's rare, but it is just by itself a pronoun, like completely removed from trans people. Like, it is a pronoun, grammatically speaking.
I don't know. I kind of want to be it.
Okay. Well, I fully respect that. But
can I be referred to as it then in the conversation?
If that's what you would like, sure.
How would I don't even know how that would work though, because it doesn't make sense like grammatically.
Well, I'm not talking about you in the third person, so I'd have no reason to refer to you as it. But if I was ever talking about you in the third person, I will be sure to use it.
Right. I don't know. I kind of want to be it. It seems.
That is okay.
Isn't there like Z and Zer and stuff? Can I come up with some really long ones?
those are neo pronouns.
Neo. Who's Neo?
Neo as in Neo as in new.
New.
Like, you know, Neo.
Why you just call them new pronoun?
Because they're new. Like, you know,
Neo.
Neo.
So just call them new pronouns. Why Neo?
Because neo is what we use to refer to, like, you know, like neoliberalism. We don't call it new liberalism. We call it neoliberalism.
Oh, I remember that. That's like political and stuff.
Yeah. It just means like contemporary or like a different version. It's like building upon something that was already there.
Can my pronoun be like neo?
Sure.
But which one would that replace?
Whichever one you wanted it to. You might have to come up with the different tenses though, because you know, like there's his, there's him, he, and his. So you might have to try and figure out different.
All neo.
I mean, that might be kind of hard to track in conversation, but you can try.
But isn't it kind of stupid that I could just change it to wherever I want, regardless of if it makes sense or not, and expect others to then respect those wishes and use them?
Well, does asking someone to call you something like is that hurting you at all?
What do you mean?
Like if someone's just asking you to. No, yeah, exactly. Like if I were to say, ask you, like,
their speech, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but so is asking them to call you by a different name, which most people would respect automatically. If they walked up to them and said that they changed their name, it would be viewed as generally disrespectful to not call them by their new name. So why not just be like, hey, instead of calling me she, could you call me they? Because you weren't calling them he before, and that wasn't restricting your speech. So why is it restricting your speech now?
They is just like a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because that's just multiple people. It's plural.
But it's not though.
I don't mind like Z and them. Still think it's weird, but like
But they is not always plural.
I know, but like for the most part, if you said to somebody, oh, they were, you know, at the shop the other day, they think who, and they'd expect more than one answer.
You would expect more than one answer, but not everyone would. I don't think most people would. No, I've been using they singularly since I was in kindergarten because I was taught that that's how you can use the word. Like this is before I even knew that non-binary existed.
In kindergarten?
Yeah, they teach you about pronouns in like kindergarten and first grade. Like that's around the time you learn about what pronouns are. They teach you about they, but they doesn't just refer to multiple people. It can refer to people when you don't know what gender they are. And I've been using that since before I knew what non-binary meant, because that's how grammar works.
I don't think they should be used. I think if you're gonna do it, replace just the start of it. No?
Well, take that up with Shakespeare, I guess, because it's his fault.
Why is it Shakespeare's?
Because he's the first person to use they singularly.
Yeah, because he was talking about non-human beings.
No, he was talking about people.
Which bit? Which one?
I got you. Holds one. It's hot as fuck in here. So, A Comedy of Errors, Act 6, Scene 3. There's not a man I meet but doth salute me as if I were their well-acquainted friend. It's not just a case of they with singular antecedent, like Lenin's example. It uses they despite the fact that the sex of the antecedent's referent male is known. And there's more. Here we have... now leaden slumber with life's strength doth fight, and everyone to rest themselves betake, save thieves and cares and troubled minds that wake. So even the reflective form of the pronoun lexeme they is used in Shakespeare with a singular antecedent. Everyone spelled everyone in modern English.
Right.
This is from UPenn, by the way.
Yeah, so isn't that Old English though?
Well, no, this isn't Old English. Old English would be barely intelligible. You're talking about like medieval English. This is pretty similar to English of our time. Only difference is now we shorten things and we cut words out that we deem unnecessary. But you know, all English was you know all English was old at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I swear there's like an Urban Dictionary that adds new stuff.
The Urban Dictionary isn't necessarily the most reliable source of information for English, but true. We do periodically add slang and stuff like that.
I have one last question.
Okay.
So you're not like Christian or Catholic or anything?
No.
So why did you wear your, I think it's like a chain or emblem thing around your neck?
Because it's beautiful. It's just really pretty. And I also associate it with Gothic culture. Because it's cute. Like, look. I'm not Christian, but like you gotta admit, like that shit's pretty as fuck.
Yeah, but why would you use the religious symbol as an accessory? Why?
Because it's not just a religious. It's not just a religious symbol. There's Celtic crosses. People use it in Gothic architecture and Gothic clothing. Like it's not just for Christianity. It is a largely Christian symbol, but that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to wear it.
I get you're not allowed. You're not like prohibited from wearing it. Like, why wear it?
Because it's pretty. It's literally it. Like there's no hidden meaning behind it or anything like that. Like I have multiple cross chains too. This one over here is
I don't think it's like slightly disrespectful though towards Christians who actually wear it.
I mean, if the cross was strictly for Christians, then sure. Or if Christians were marginalized, then sure. But it's just marginalized as in like hate crimes or like oppressed for being Christian.
You don't think they've ever been oppressed?
Not largely, no. Like I'm sure there are points in history where people were persecuted. I'm sure like in history there was at some point where like Christians were possibly persecuted for being Christian.
Yeah.
But like in the United States,
still
not to my knowledge.
But like, does it matter if it was still minimal?
What do you mean?
Like, You said for the most part they weren't, like they didn't have any segregation or anything like that. Does that really matter if it was a minimal impact?
Well, if the cross was used as like a symbol to mock them beforehand, then sure.
It is
But that's
today.
not what I've seen.
You have like rappers and artists use like the cross and the devil and stuff, mocking the religion.
Okay. That's not what I'm doing. I just think it's pretty.
Right, but
I'm not saying that mocking religion is good, but like it's just pretty.
Yeah, but I still don't understand the reason for buy it. Why don't you buy like the Islam symbol, the like moon and the star thing? Do you think that's pretty?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Islamic symbol. You know, like on Turkey's flag?
Oh. They don't have that in stores like that. I don't see that in stores. But it's not. I mean, I enjoy like moon and star symbolism.
Yeah.
I have some tattooed on me actually. But like
But the reason that isn't found in, everyday kind of shops is because it's very religiously impactful to the religion.
well, no, it's because Islam is not normalized and accepted fully in places that aren't deeply tied to Islamic roots. But Christianity is normalized, so you see crosses literally everywhere. You walk down the street and you see crosses everywhere.
They're a lot less protective over their religion.
Okay.
So as in, somebody insults Jesus or something, they'll go pray for you, whereas Islam, they're a bit more aggressive against it.
All right. What's insulting about wearing a cross, which is not necessarily tied to only Christianity? Because people use star and moon motifs all the time in clothing, in art.
Not in that arrangement.
Okay. Are you just saying that like I should also should I just wear like every religious symbol to make it even?
I'm saying the point of you wearing the reason the cross is mostly sold isn't for like a bit of jewelry and stuff. It's kind of to show your belief in the religion.
I got this from Spencer's. Do you know what Spencer's is?
I don't know, a shop.
It's a sex shop. That's where I got this from.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing this for Christian reasons. I'm wearing this because it's cute. And I was also buying a dildo at the time. And I thought this was pretty. So I bought it along with my dildo and my batteries. It's really not that deep, I promise. Well, I mean, it's deep, but the cross isn't.
I didn't need to know that you've used the cross.
I didn't.
Oh, well, you said it wasn't deep.
No, I didn't use the cross for that. Now, the dildo,
right.
that's another thing. But
Sorry.
anyway, there's like, it could not get less serious. Like, I really just think it's pretty. I think religious symbolism is really pretty. I think stained glass windows are gorgeous. I think cathedrals are really gorgeous.
I just disagree a lot.
I think fresco paintings are pretty.
I disagree a lot with the symbol being used for a lot of stuff, like it being sold in like a sex shop. I don't think it should be. That's kind of the religious symbol of Christianity. I don't think you should then sexualize it and do all sorts. Who said El Gas tomato? Why do you need 5 tomatoes?
Because it's not that deep. Like, Christians are the only people that use the cross. People use the peace sign all the time, and peace signs have represented political movements before. That doesn't mean that now that some people just casually wear peace signs for fashion, that's like appropriation. Like, it's just pretty. Like, if anything, if you're a Christian, would you not want your symbol to be spread more and people feel comfortable just wearing it?
Spread. Like, it being spread in a sex shop is not ideal for the religion, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but in Spencer's, it's more of like an alternative place where you can get like gothic stuff and like Playboy memorabilia. Like, this was in the goth section. It wasn't intended to be Christian.
That's kind of stupid then. Why would you make the symbol of Christianity and not intend it to be Christian?
Because it's not just the symbol of Christianity. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What's it the symbol of then?
It's literally just perpendicular lines. It's used in a bunch of different contexts. It's used in Celtic cultures. It's used in paganism. It's used in Christianity, obviously. It's used for Gothic memorabilia.
It's used in mostly to be the symbol of different beliefs and stuff.
Essentially. It's used in math is crazy. Close enough. There's also a Celtic cross. Like it's not just for Christianity. It's just pretty. That's it.
Crosses existed before Christianity. Let's go.
Now, if I had like a rosary, which is specifically Catholic, and then on that rosary, I had like a fucking pentagram or something on it, then like, yeah, I'd say that's pretty fucking disrespectful because that's like very specifically Christian. But the cross is not just for Christians.
But, right, if you walk down the street and you saw somebody wearing a cross, you expect them to be Christian, no?
No, especially not in an urban area because...
And the reason for that is because it's appropriated so much by other people just wearing it as a fashion symbol.
What's wrong with it being worn as a fashion symbol?
Because it has a deeper meaning to that, but people just disregard it due to the fact it's so commonly used.
But not everyone has a deeper meaning for it because the cross is not specifically Christian.
Yes, but it's used by Christians to show their deeper meaning, right? To show they support that kind of religion and stuff. And then everybody else uses it and it doesn't become special anymore. Say they made a new one and everyone started using that. They've just taken away, again, their symbol to show their religious belief.
Do you think that, like, Christians were the first to use a cross?
No. But it's part of their culture, isn't it? What's this? Somebody handing you something.
What? You're joking.
Oh, my bad. Explain.
Okay. So you acknowledge that Christians weren't the first to use the cross, but they still took it from someone else and made it significant for themselves.
Not a religion, though.
But then when other people do it, you're like, no, that's bad. Don't do that. No.
It was not a religious symbol.
You sure?
Yes.
All right.
Go on then. You find a religion from the Christian era, so around when Jesus is born, yeah? So you got...
They got it from paganism first.
Paganism?
Which is a religion.
Yeah. Do you know what paganism as a religion is?
It's a polytheistic religion.
Yeah.
Okay. What about it? Is there something wrong with that?
Wait, one sec. I'm trying to get it. Sorry, one sec.
Okay.
So, paganism had 9 different symbols, right?
Okay.
So as you said, it was like a dietary thing. The symbol that represented the cross was to attribute to their god.
Mm-hmm.
A singular god, which, much like Judaism, much like Christianity, much like Islam, you know, the Abrahamic gods, Abrahamic religions. So it's just a continuation of the same God. Christians didn't appropriate it.
Pagans do not believe in Christ.
No, they don't believe in Christ because Christ hadn't been born yet. They couldn't have.
So how is it a continuation of the same religion? Paganism they don't believe in a singular God. It's a polytheistic religion.
No. Polytheistic means multiple gods, yeah?
Yes.
And then they have one god.
No.
Yes.
They do not have one god. Yeah, but that's no. It's polytheistic. It's not one god.
I don't know how to
We have
explain it.
pagans in the comments saying that it's not.
They're pagans. Oh,
Yes.
from the yeah. Sorry, that was maybe the slow. Wait, let me find anchor symbol. So type in ANKH.
I know what that is.
Yeah. That's their symbol for the god, right?
For one of them.
Yes, the one representative of eternal life.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one
you
that
say all
lives
this
forever.
to say.
He's the one that is the eternal God, the one that is always there, always will be.
What gods do the pagans worship?
What does the Bible say about the Bible?
Oh, there's multiple kinds of paganism. I didn't know that. There's
I didn't know that
Wicca,
either.
Wicca, Druidry, Hellenism, heathenry, and Adonism. Each denomination has different beliefs about the existence of gods. Yeah, there's not just one. Also, that I'm pretty sure the Anka is. Hold on.
It's Egyptian
That's
as well.
Egyptian, is it not?
Yeah, it's used by it's used
And
by,
not the Anka. I think that's just not with an H. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking Animal Crossing character, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's used by Egyptians as well.
No, yeah, I know. It's ANKH, not ANKH.
It's used by multiple religions.
Okay. So
And
Christians
it's
weren't the
used-
first to do it.
Yes, I agreed with you on that. But it's
Okay.
used. It's always that symbol is always used to describe the one eternal God, the main.
It's not. Pagans don't think like that. They have a polytheistic religion.
Yes, they've got multiple gods, and the one that is eternal always has been. You know, like in I don't know, Zeus creates all the other gods in Greek mythology, or I don't know, in Roman mythology, you've got probably like Jupiter or someone. I don't know. You got one god that's the main god, and he creates all the other gods. The one they claim is the one that creates all the other gods is the anchor, whatever. The cross symbol represents him.
Do you have a source for that? Also, Zeus wasn't the first. The Titans
Yeah, no,
created
that was
Zeus.
just an example. Like, you know, where you got one god and he creates like a load of other gods.
Okay.
Yes, guys, I know Zeus didn't create as an example.
So why would this be related?
Because the symbol is throughout history used to describe this one eternal God. Right? He's seen differently throughout history, right? Because before Christ, they didn't have his teachings told there's only one main God. They knew about a main God that must have created the rest
It's
of them.
not main. Where are you getting this? Can I please have the source that you're getting this from? Because I'm almost positive pagans don't believe in a main god. They worship different gods for different reasons, and they have different connections with them depending on what their spirituality is like. And they also heavily believe that humans are intrinsically tied to nature.
1 second.
Okay. Thank you for the confetti.
It just talks about Egyptian. That's stupid. I've typed in the pagan god. It says there's not much information about it, and then it starts talking about Egyptian people.
Hold on, we've got
And then it
one of our
talks about
resident
this-
pagans to talk about it. Hi, Aiden.
Pagans.
Hey, Sam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. So, guess. I have been pagan for 10 years, specifically working with the ancient Egyptian gods. The Ankh does not stand for just one god. It just doesn't. It's a symbolism, but it does not stand for just like one god.
What does it stand for?
You're roughly correct in regards to like internal life, that sort of thing, but it's not under one god. It's not like the Eye of Ra, which is very specific to Ra.
Yeah, that's specific to Ra.
Exactly. And then there's the Eye of Horu, which is specific to Horu. The Ankh is not specific. It does, you'll see pretty much if you look at any ancient Egyptian art, any of the gods could be holding the Ankh. Typically, you do see Anubis holding it, but you don't, it's not one specific Egyptian god.
So it's just like overall representative of like the Egyptian pantheon?
Yeah, basically. It's just a symbol of life, that sort of thing, roughly, because things get very complicated in the Egyptian pantheon, especially since there's like combination of gods, like for example, there's Elder Horu, there's Younger Horu, as people know as Horus, because the names we know them as now. So, for example, Anubis is the Greek name. It's actually not the Egyptian name if you translated it from the hieroglyphs. So that's a whole other monster in and of itself. It's very complicated.
Okay. So if you go on homework.study.com, it says... What?
Sorry, that's a crazy source.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of
what?
Because I think I already know what you're talking about. If it's just like a study resource, I don't think that's like that's like me citing Chegg. Like that's not.
Like just because you learn it from school doesn't necessarily. Sadly, that doesn't necessarily mean it's correct. Sadly, a lot of times,
you learn your pronouns from school, so why does that make those correct?
We actively use pronouns in our language.
Right, and
this is a study resource. Like people can be wrong about study resources.
Yeah, like people have been wrong in school books before. Like it's not a 100% thing. I'm actually rough friends with an Egyptologist who runs the Kemetic Orthodoxy. She has a doctorate in the study of the Kemetic religion. And yeah, so that's where I get my sources from, because she's actually has a doctorate in it and is always actively learning.
Wait, so we're not going to trust what we're teaching in schools?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes it can be wrong.
Okay, well, I can find another source if you want, but basically... because I only learned stuff from school. I could do my own research in other ways as well, but the way it basically explains it is the Abrahamic gods in like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, right? That is the main god, and the pagan gods are any deity that is not that one true god. Okay, but they are all created by this one true god.
That's not how it works, especially given that
it's just your word against theirs.
Well, the ancient Egyptian religion existed before the Christian religion. It's older, and it actually existed for a lot longer than the Christian religion. It is incredibly old, and there's still pagan faiths that are even older than that. So, like, to say the Christian God is magically the number one doesn't make any sense.
How does it make them any more true, though?
It's not that it makes them more true. You're saying that the pagan gods derive from the Abrahamic religion.
No. I'm not saying they derive from it. I'm saying there's a one true God that was not defined in any of this paganism gods or Egyptian gods.
Okay, but how is yours true, though? Like, what is your evidence? Like, I never say mine is true. It's just a faith that I personally find connection to. I'm never going to tell anybody it's 100% true. That's goofy. The Christian religion has so many things wrong with it that such as the support of slavery, Like, that's a pretty big one that is stated in the Old Testament several times. Like, that's bonkers. Why would you follow a God that supports slavery?
Where does it say that slavery is fine?
I don't
got
remember
you.
off the top of my head, but Sam probably has it.
Go on then.
Leviticus 25:44-46. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life, but you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly. Then if we go to Exodus 21:20-21, they give you some rules. This one is my favorite / least favorite. When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged, for the slave is his property.
Right.
That's fucked.
No. So the slaves bit about taking them from other nations is to stop them being slaves. You're supposed to abolish the slavery that is occurring in those other nations. The one about you hitting the person, if he dies, thou shalt not murder. So, yes, he needs to be punished. That is a sin. Whereas if he doesn't die, it is an act of violence against one another. However, in the Bible, particularly, it doesn't actually say you're not allowed to, be violent towards each other. You can't really.
But it's still allowing slavery, my dude. Like,
it
even if they're not
specifically
allowed to
says
murder them.
if the slave survives, he's not to be avenged, for the slave is his property. Also, this has nothing to do with temporary slavery. It says for life.
Which bit for life?
Sure, well, let's run it back. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life, but you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly.
So you must not rule over your fellows ruthlessly.
Fellow Israelites ruthlessly, but these are not the Israelites. This is a message being given to the Israelites. But if you were to meet your fellow Israelite, you can't hurt them. As in, like, you can't take Israelites as slaves, but everyone else, you can take them as slaves forever. And also you can beat them as long as they don't die.
Right.
That's
like, one sec. I'm getting my bit of.
That's messed up, my guy.
Okay.
Leviticus, yeah?
25 verses 44-46.
25. Why is that so long?
The specific verse is 44-46, but if you want the context, then I suggest reading like maybe 2 to 3 verses up.
Yeah, you probably need the context, is the problem.
I hate the whole...
I'm sorry, what context justifies slavery? What context could possibly justify slavery?
I'm not saying it justifies it, I'm saying that it would explain why the rest of it sounds like it justifies slavery.
What do you mean sounds like?
So if I, for instance, said, I hate Christianity, but then that would be me quoting somebody else, but you didn't have the initial thing of me saying, oh, I heard somebody say, I hate Christianity. You've just heard, I hate Christianity. You see how the context can kind of give a different meaning?
Oh, sure. We have that context. These are the Levitical laws. God spoke unto Moses, and then Moses spoke on to the Israelites. These are direct words from the Lord himself. It's just Moses is giving the message.
Leviticus 25, 44. 46, explain. Why is the boy supposed to work? As for your male and female slaves whom you may have by female slaves, males, and strangers.
You good, bestie?
Yeah, I'm reading. It's a long verse.
It is indeed.
And I find a lot of people try to use that the Old Testament is not relative because of the New Testament, but if your God is unchanging, then you must follow the Old Testament as well as the New Testament.
8 down.
Why would the God be unchanging?
Because he
It's a
says
thing
he's
a lot of
unchanging.
Christians use.
He says he's unchanging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Bible.
Yeah. So where has he made the New Testament then? Isn't that just a modern thing?
What do you mean?
What's the... 1 second.
Thank you, Ivy.
So,
thanks everyone for the gifts. You guys are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Leviticus 25:39. If your brother becomes poor beside you and sells himself to you, you shall not make him serve as a slave.
Yeah,
He shall be
that's not the same thing.
You're avoiding the one she just gave you about specifically slavery.
How am I... Yeah, that is literally just before the slavery one.
Yes.
The
As
slavery
in,
one.
there are some people that are not to be taken as slaves, and there are
No,
some
as
people
in-
who are.
No.
The verse you just gave me says, some people don't treat them as slaves. You're talking about indentured servitude.
If they sell themselves to you,
Yes.
yes,
That's
so
not
they
what I
become a
just read.
slave.
You may
No, 'cause
buy slaves from the nations around you, not the same as people may
Yes.
sell themselves to you.
You can buy the slaves from around you to free them.
Where did you see that? Because it says to keep them as property forever.
In that same verse.
Yes.
But about
Let's
a
run it
different point.
back.
We're talking about
You
a
may
different
also
point.
buy some of the temporary residents living among you, members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life. So there are two things. Either the slavery you're talking about is indentured servitude and the slavery I'm talking about is chattel, so they're both there, or your Bible has a contradiction. One of the two.
So if they sell themselves to you for life, and then the Christian just allows that, that's then them agreeing with slavery. So for instance, if I said I'll do whatever you want and stuff, I completely give myself up to you. Am I your slave?
No.
How no?
Because being a slave means that you're relinquishing your rights as a human being. You become property.
That's exactly what I just did, though. If I
Just
said
saying I give myself to you, do you mean property?
Yes.
Sure.
So that's slavery.
It can be.
But is that them enforcing it upon others, or is that them having so the slaves not having enough opportunity to do anything else? They give themselves up to the family, whatever. Their children then don't have to deal with that and stuff.
That's not the same slavery that we just read. What I just
How do you
read
know?
is slavery as in owning someone for property. I know because
Yes, that
indentured servitude, when you sell yourself into slavery in the Bible, that's only for 6 or 7 years. This is for life.
Yeah, it like specifies it. You're just avoiding that verse because it makes you feel bad.
No.
I mean, you are. Like, you read us the verse before the one that they gave you, and
Yeah, to
are
give
ignoring the one
context.
afterwards that specifies slavery.
Yes, because you're taking it without context, which I just gave you, but you just choose to ignore because then it doesn't fit with your ideology.
Give us the
We're not
verse one more
ignoring
time. Let's have Bible study, shall we? What's the verse one more time?
I need to find it. Also, how comes Moses saved all the slaves and stuff?
Because God likes when some people are slaves and doesn't like when other people are slaves, because he's a sick fuck.
Yeah, he had his chosen people. He wanted those chosen people, and he kept them safe, even if it meant genocide or like some other crazy stuff. It's bonkers.
39. So
Okay, lovely. Let's
and
read this
sells
together.
himself to you. You shall not make him serve as a slave. He shall be with you as a hired worker and a sojourner. He shall serve with you until the year of the Jubilee.
So, okay, so the verse you just read is in relation to the Israelites. And earlier I told you that at the bottom where it says you may not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly, it's because they're not included in the slavery, because the Israelites are highly favored by God. That's why they said your slaves are to come from the nations around you. The Israelites are not being taken as slaves.
This is before you get to the Israelites.
Yes. No, it's not. It's not.
This is the verse before the one you just read out.
If any of your fellow Israelites become poor and sell themselves to you, do not make them work as slaves. That's verse 30.
Yes,
that's 39. Israelites.
Yes,
it's in the verse
as well.
Yes, it's in the verse. The Israelites is in the verse. If any of your fellow Israelites become poor and sell themselves to you, do not make them work as slaves. It's in the verse.
Yes.
They are to be treated as hired workers or temporary residents among you. They are to work for you until the year of Jubilee. Then they and their children are to be released.
No, that bit that you just read is from 40. That's not 39.
I just read from 39 to 40.
Yeah.
Yes.
The bit about the Israelites is in 40. The bit
No,
I'm
it's in
talking about
39.
No. I have it here.
Yes, it is. What version of the Bible are you reading?
What? I don't know. It's on a website. This is BibleDingers.com.
Bible Dingers?
That's such a good name.
Do you know what version of the Bible you're reading? Scroll up and check, because I'm reading the NIV.
Do you not have a Bible, guess?
WDW.
What?
That version. It doesn't say what version. It just says the chapters and what they say about slavery.
So
it has your when a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod and slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged. It has that bit as well.
Okay. I need to
And it
know what
talks-
version you're reading, because it says the word Israelite in verse 39 with the version I'm reading.
Mine doesn't.
That's why I'm asking you what version you're reading.
Yeah, I don't know what version it is.
Oh my gosh.
This
Christians
is crazy work.
Christians do anything but read their own holy book.
I can't. Maybe I can find what version you're reading. Reread the verse. I'll just type it out verbatim.
If your brother becomes poor beside you and sells himself to you, you shall not make him serve as a slave. He shall be with you as a hired worker and as a sojourner.
Oh, you're reading the ESV. Okay. If your brother becomes poor and cannot maintain himself with you, you shall support him as though he were a stranger and a sojourner, and he shall live with you. So let's see what brother means. Let's go up higher.
Brother?
They're talking about the Israelites! Please. This whole verse, the whole chapter is addressed to the Israelites. That's what brother means.
Brother also means fellow Christians and stuff.
Well, how does that make it okay to enslave, like, other people? Like, why is this being brought up in the first place, dude? Like, God still thinks slavery's okay.
Yeah.
Like
slavery in the term of selling yourself to
No,
someone.
it specifically says do not treat them as slaves in that verse. And then you go lower and they say you can take slaves as long as they're not Israelites and have them forever.
And after he is sold, he may be redeemed, as one of his brothers may redeem him, as in if he turns to Christianity, he may be redeemed.
So it's
how is that okay?
Right! What the fuck?
Can I read the next bit?
What?
The next bit says...
So if you're not a Christian, owning you as a slave is fine.
The next
But
bit
then if you
was-
turn Christian, then you can get released. You're okay with that?
or his uncle or his cousin may redeem him as a close relative, which enables
Dang,
him
I
to
guess
grow
I should
rich.
get a cousin over here and redeem me.
It means you take ownership of him. He sold himself to you.
I'm not
and
engaging
if
in
a
this
family
anymore.
member comes,
The cognitive dissonance hurts too bad. I refuse.
Oh my gosh.
Aiden, self-care is important. No, I refuse. No.
That was crazy.
The mental gymnastics. Matter of fact, you should go to the Olympics with the how advanced the mental gymnastics were, bro. You just did a back bend for God. That's crazy. That was crazy
bonkers.
work.
All right. Thank you for having me up, Sam.
Thank you for coming up and cooking. Thank you.
You're all good.
Lord.
I don't know how to get out of here.
It's okay. I got you. All right. I'm gonna go stream with Ian now. I'm tired. It's been 3 hours. I've had enough. I've had enough. No more, please. Please, no more.
You're gonna feel this every day.
Oh. That was on accident. Oh, reparations. True. Give me money. I'm kidding. You don't actually have to give me money. But anyway, this, that, pink venom, this, that, pink venom. Yeah. Ian Raid. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Keys, stop. Ian Raid. And yes, I will be live tomorrow. Same time. Ian Raid. Can I get to the yams? The sweet yams. Mia Ian. Show me the way, 'cause I got bills to pay. Ian Raid. Okay. All right. Sorry. That it's because of Tashika. Tashika has made me the brain rot. It's palpable. Okay. Ian Raid.